good. It's good. So, would you like me to do the introduction for you?
Yes, please.
Alrighty.
Remind us what we're doing. What are we here for?
Right, yes. So today, of course, we're continuing our story in Highlands, Deep Waters by Fernando B. Neves and Lucas Zaper, hosted by Choice of Games, of course. And so I've done a little bit of AI art for the past week, which is up on our YouTube channel there, or my YouTube channel anyway. So I've got that kind of punctuated, and I've saved some of the pictures and done something of a, last time on Dragon Ball Z, little slideshow here for us here, so I'll just do that now. All right, so in the small let me catch up to you. In the small Scottish town of Invernoch, American detective and private investigator Emma Stone has made some headway in her investigation of the supposed murder-suicide of Joanne and Gordon MacLeod, which of course is on the left. And after a clumsy attempt at talking with the local police to figure out why they did such a poor job, Emma's touching base with Alexander Patterson, who of course was Joanne's brother, left more questions than answers. At least she had one more lead to follow up on: Mayberry Walk. Having followed a note in Gordon's possession to an oak tree near the site locally called as Rhiannon's Rock, Emma soon found herself before the number 4 house that was pictured in the photograph that she had unearthed. Which, of course, is...
Oh, we got a house.
Yeah, I made a house.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I have no idea if it's even remotely close to the description. They're supposed to be white flowers. I didn't feel like editing all the flowers because that's a pain in the butt.
Oh, that would be, yeah.
I literally could have done that, but whatever. All right, and you have Rhiannon's Rock there, of course. Sounds of water in the home. Hallways that seemed to shift or confuse the senses. Paintings that suggested some sense of madness in the artist. Or the viewer? And was she thinking too suspiciously of that squirrel that had been watching her outside? No, this place... She was. She definitely was. No, this place truly was more than just strange, and was proved quickly when Emma found the bathroom. Disturbing enough for the fish-like creatures sporting bioluminescent antennae that swam within the murky sea waters of an aquarium set inside the bathtub. But it was the television set upon the toilet seat and replaying her past evening's dig at the oak tree that really raised concerns. A hole
I
with
love that picture of the bathroom, sorry.
It's so crazy, right? Like, I'm just gonna do this right quick. I did a lot of work on this one, so I'm gonna blow it up a little bit.
It looks awesome.
Right? So I couldn't get the antenna, so I kind of etched them in a little bit myself, but still, it looks great. I think it came out really cool. Yeah, I basically had to like manufacture this entire thing and then feed it back into the AI thing. And anyway, it took a lot of work. It doesn't matter. You get the idea. A hole with a ladder hidden beneath the bathroom floor should have concerned her more, warned her to turn back. But she had a job to do, murders to solve. She had done so before and would again, right? As Emma descended the ladder and crept curiously toward a door ajar and lit with candlelight, a sudden explosion of light and pain rocked her to the ground. Had she lashed out with a shard of glass toward her attacker? Who was he? A darkly clad figure mumbling some language. An upraised hammer. She cursed him and rose to fight. No more. I don't know. We have no idea. Suddenly we are 10 years later.
Which baffled us,
right?
Beyond, like, so much.
Legit stunned. Like, you should go, like, legitimately just go check out the YouTube video, if only to see our, like, reactions. We're like, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening?
Halfway through the video.
Right. It's a good time.
What is happening?
All right. Glasgow, Scotland. Amelia MacLeod, known to her clients as River Waters, is a pot-smoking, car-stealing Jill of all trades in the criminal underworld. She's also good at figuring things out. You know, word searches, jigsaw puzzles, crime scenes, the usual. And it was a shifty Muslim, Jack, who hired her this past evening to figure out just such a scene. So this is what I very randomly just chose this picture out of a handful. So this is, of course, our pot-smoking heroine, if you want to call her that. Emily McLeod, also known as River Waters, and Jack, who pays well but dresses like a gangster. So he's probably quite likely a gangster of some kind.
We know he sells drugs.
That's right. We definitely know he at least sells drugs.
That's hilarious.
So, a dead friend, he says. William. Yeah, sure. More like one of his mafia boys got hit or was robbed or something. Only, he wasn't. He didn't kill himself, that's for sure. And that strange symbol written in his blood? He didn't do it himself, based on the evidence. And how had his attacker gotten in? The key to his flat is missing, so someone probably lifted it off of him. Easy. Mystery solved, and a job well done scores her a quick payday, just how River likes it to go down. Home in her borrowed Vauxhall Corsa to a sparse little apartment for a hot shower to wash away the smell of blood and death, and then all is normal again. Except for that email from some guy, Alexander Patterson, talking about a murder case from 10 years ago. Wait, did he mention that the William from tonight was killed because of him? How could he have known that she was on the case? And a coded location?
Which, by the way, Del figured it out so easily last time. Figured it out. I decoded it so fast.
It was good. It was a good time. Don't worry, I bragged. It's good. Normal? Yeah, right. He did say that he had some money for helping him out, though. The cipher of the address cracked in 5 minutes later, and it was time for some research. Pretty fruitless pursuit in the end. Even Anna, the fancy detective inspector friend, had little to offer. Time for a joint, a bit of TV, and sleep. But with sleep comes dreams. And now,
there's our girl.
The continuation.
I love these so much. They get me like so hyped to continue the story.
Yeah, it gives you a good refresher, right? Just a little, got to get a little jab of the past in there so we know what the hell's going on before we even get into it. So, but yes, that's our girl. That's our new. Look, as much as we really liked our previous character, I like River. I think she's got a little bit more spunk. Like, it's good. It's good.
I mean, just looking at her picture, she has a lot of personality that you can see in her. I feel like.
Yeah. And we can understand like how she could like fit in. Like I went with Jill of all trades because Jack and Jill. So I was like, but yeah,
I followed.
It was good. It was fun. So anyway, shall we continue then?
Oh yeah, let's go.
All right, giggity 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 goo. I'll allow you to read if you will.
All right. The snow thickens out there. It is a warm contrast between the inside of your flat and the outside world. You walk towards your bedroom, and it's not before long that your tired eyes find some rest. You dream you're back in prison, this time for a different reason. This is no con gone wrong, no crime you were accused of, no bullet you took in someone else's place. This time, though, there's no denying it. You are guilty. You killed a man. Who was he? You can't remember. You can't even remember his name, but you have a feeling, a certainty that he had two names. One was given to him. The other one he stole. He was the one that should be locked up, you think, raising that as confusing dream logic. You notice your hands are bloody, and not just literally. And then you notice something else. You're not alone. William is sitting on the floor of your cell, in the same position you found him before. He points towards the wall. You look at it, and you see the occult symbol that was painted in his flat, dripping scarlet fluid. Wake up.
Time to wake up. I think we had I think we had read this before, but I thought it was good. Might as well stick to it.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. It is 7:30 by the time you wake up, I assume, your room is still immersed in darkness. You stretch yourself, change clothes, and then walk to the kitchen. You are hungrier than you should be. You eat breakfast thinking about the email you received last night. Even in your line of work, where's expectable that only the essentials will be informed through the first contact. This guy, where it's expected, probably is what he meant. Where it's expected that only the essentials will be informed through the first contact. This guy was something else. He informed you his name, perhaps unknowingly, but fuck off with the name. In a world of proxies and IPs, the real name of someone is the least of your worries. This man, Alexander Patterson, was something else, because he seemed to be afraid. Very, very afraid of something.
Understandably. Also, I'm pretty sure she's hungrier than she should be because she smoked a joint before she went to bed.
That's right. You need to smoke your joint, eat munchies, and then sleep. You can't just smoke a joint and then go to sleep.
What is
You're
she thinking?
Ravenous. Come on. Finish breakfast.
You finish your breakfast and carelessly wash your plate and glass. Morning has finally come through the windows. It's raining, as always. Perhaps you could do some shopping, drinking, or simply hanging around before paying this Alexander a visit. Or perhaps you could head straight to Richmond Drive, Linwood. Which was the location you decoded.
Yeah, that was the decoded location. In 5 minutes, yes, I'm just kidding. It actually took almost 10 minutes because I was taking my time. I did nothing.
I helped with nothing.
You did. You were kind of, looking at the alphabet.
I got the idea.
Yeah.
I was looking at the alphabet. I saw letters.
You're writing out you're writing out the alphabet and you needed to see it, and that's fine. It's good.
All right.
But okay.
You are inside your flat. It's a gray, rainy morning. We can head to the Lone Star pub. We can walk to a local bookstore, shop paintings and decoration at the Artsy Scott, buy something from the hunting spot, or drive to Richmond Drive, Linwood. See Alexander. My first thought is it's too early to go to the pub.
Yeah.
We just woke up, but we are hungry.
Yeah.
Did she
we already ate.
something?
It sounded like she ate something. Yeah. Didn't specify.
That's right. Yeah.
We had kind of decided that she wasn't really like the I buy lots of stuff person.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not sure why we would go to the paintings and decoration right now.
Mm-hmm.
The hunting spot?
I kind of want to go to the hunting spot.
That sounds interesting.
I want to get a weapon.
I mean, after it's just a little PTSD from our last chick's demise, right? Like, look, we need a gun, okay? Look. We're just going there. We're gonna buy something from the hunting. We had a shard of glass
and a pocket knife. It didn't do it.
No,
it wasn't enough.
Look, we're getting a gun. I agree. We're going to the hunting spot. We're gonna use our non-First Amendment rights to have a gun. Apparently, I don't know what a lot
of money too. I don't. Yeah. Wait. What are the rules of the law in Scotland?
I have no idea. But you probably don't have a conceal and carry permit. I'll say that much.
Yeah, she's a criminal.
All right, I'll let you go ahead.
Okay. You arrive at the hunting spot, a small shop for hunting paraphernalia in Glasgow city centre. As you enter the place, you find yourself in an artificial jungle of camouflage patterns, airsoft guns, military equipment, knives, and thematic home decor. The head of a deer, which was never alive, a massive painting of a destroyed city where the ominous shadow of a zeppelin is outlined in the black sky. Hello! A joyful short man greets you in. He's wearing a military jacket and a dog tag. He smells of sweat. Name's Stephen. Please feel free to look around. Anything I can help you with? Shop at the hunting spot.
Indeed. What? That's it?
That's all we can buy.
Stephen smiles at you, waiting as you look around the items in display. Buy binoculars. I guess?
I guess, because it's like we have plenty of money right now.
They better be like hefty binoculars that I can beat somebody's head. No, I'm just kidding.
Heavy duty.
They better have buttons on the top that shoot spring-loaded knives or something. Anything fancy here. Let's go. I'm fine to buy binoculars. What about you?
Yeah.
Might as well. We came here. We
They're
might as
only
well
30 euro.
Yeah, we've got what? Just
Over
curious.
2,500.
2,500. Yeah. I feel mentally comfortable too. By the way, that's always nice.
It was that joint.
I'm just curious. We haven't really looked at the map. Oh.
Oh, it's still that.
Okay. Maybe we'll have to go back there at some point.
Oh, I'm sure.
Fair enough. Okay, give me some binoculars.
Give me the binoculars.
Excellent. And Stephen says, Here are the binoculars. Those are inexpensive but very, very reliable. Thank you for shopping here. Okay. Well, that was simple, I guess.
I know. I can't believe that's all he had.
Bookstore, Artsy Scott, Lone Star Pub.
You leave the hunting spot transitioning from this miniature of Vietnam to the grey, crowded streets of Glasgow. Stephen waves you goodbye. Cheers, lady. Have a nice day. Where do you want to drive to? Like you said, our previous options, pretty much. I'm kind of interested in the bookstore.
Sure.
I guess we have to go home before we go to the... before we want to go see Alexander as well.
Yeah, I guess.
Because it's not an option.
Yeah, it normally would be, right? But yeah, let's go to the bookstore. I agree. Seems fine. You drive towards the Bookley Bookstore, which is close to your flat. This place is mostly quiet. The owner, Amanda Dusk, is a ginger Irish woman who usually prefers to keep things that way. Oh, okay, yeah. She is sitting on a chair with a curved base, gently swinging back and forth, a book in her hands, and a black cat on her lap. She gives you the faintest of nods as you enter and resumes her reading. Other felines roam around the place, coming and going as they please. Crazy cat lady with books. Gotcha.
When you read is a ginger woman or ginger Irish woman as she prefers it or whatever.
Yeah.
Were you thinking like she can't change? Like, what do you mean she doesn't like to dye her hair?
Yeah, that's I was thinking is like I like it ginger and I'm keeping it that way. I'm like, okay.
That's what I thought too at first.
I also like in back of my head I was like I like to keep it that way, nice and ginger. Soulless.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Just kidding.
We got a list of books here.
Yeah. Blood spatter analysis theory and practice.
That might be like that. I wonder if that's something that's like helpful for people that don't possibly have the knowledge like we have gotten from watching certain entertainment.
That's right. An essay on Celtic culture and society, Rhiannon's Rock, a Thomas Dywell's romance. Interesting. Dagon by H.P. Lovecraft. Nice. The Terrible Old Man by H.P. Lovecraft. Loch Garry by F.B. Snowden. So it should be noted that Snowden, Lovecraft are both Cthulhu kind of esque writers. They're the abyssal horror writers in the past, from what I understand. I
didn't know about Snowden, but okay.
Yeah, I think Snowden is, if I remember correctly. I've never read any of their material like directly. I've only played Call of Cthulhu, which is based on H.P. Lovecraft's stories. So, but anyway, it's a good time. What do you think? Anything catch your fancy?
I mean, the most interesting ones to me are an essay on Celtic culture and society, because I wonder if it has anything like interesting in regards to like the history of the area, and Rhiannon's Rock, even though it is a romance. I'm like wondering what if there's maybe an ounce of useful information in it.
I agree. Yeah, I do think that at the very least, I think we should get this one, an essay on Celtic culture and society.
Yeah.
Why, I don't know, but it's
right.
seems reasonable. This one feels a little bit, as they call it, metagaming, where we know about Rhiannon's Rock from our previous character, but does our character know anything about Rhiannon's Rock today?
Oh, I get you.
So is it kind of cheating to get it? Maybe, maybe not. I personally don't care, but nevertheless.
I get what you say.
Thought I'd
Like,
throw it
why
out
would
there.
our character buy that
Right, exactly.
with the information she has?
I am a hardcore role player guy, like role player. I get right into the character the most, but
Yeah, I haven't done it much before, so that's why I don't think about stuff like that automatically.
that's right.
I have a little bit, but
That's
while
fair,
we've
that's
been
fair.
doing this, but yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Essay on Celtic culture and
Let's
society.
do it up. Let's see what happens. A very interesting one, Amanda comments while patting her cat. Sorry. I kind of feel like blood spatter analysis theory and practice isn't actually a bad thing to get for our character. Although I feel like it's likely something we already know. It would pertain to the case we've just had.
Right.
So
There's no harm in getting it.
yeah. I mean we have cash. We have cash flow. It's a lot of money for a book, isn't it? Is that like
$40?
Like,
or 40 euros, I mean?
yeah. Like 120
think-
bucks Canadian, I think, or something.
Now I'm forgetting how euros compare to US dollars.
I thought it was more for some reason.
Like more euros equal less dollars?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
no,
what I think too.
maybe.
Or less euros, more. Wait, no. I don't know.
I don't
Well, now
know.
I gotta know.
I was going to say 40 euros in US. I obviously am not US. Oh, it's
Okay,
pretty
so-
much equivalent.
Pretty close, yeah.
What about Canada?
$43.
In CAD. So it's 60 bucks in Canada. Which, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind, I think. But I thought triple. What I meant is like 2/3 of the price. Anyway, it's you get what I mean. I'm not a math person, okay? Clearly I'm a linguist more than anything. All right.
Either way, this better be a hefty book.
Yes. Anything else? Amanda asks, avoiding eye contact.
I don't need anything.
I think we're good. We might come back for this after we talk to Alexander or something, but
Yeah, right.
sounds good?
Mhm.
Perfect.
And I don't really care to go to the pub. And like you said, the artsy Scott, we have no business being there.
We did our jazz, I think. Let's go home.
Yeah.
You are inside your
now-
flat in a gray, rainy morning. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't just give us that option earlier, but
I know.
I drove
time, though.
home to drop off the books, and now I'm going to Richmond Drive, Linwood. Let's do it up.
But wait, we need the books. We gotta go all the way back home.
Right? Yeah. No, those are our weapons. We have binoculars and books in a bag together would really get a good heft on them.
It could. As long as we're not snuck up on like last time.
That's right.
The intriguing email wandering in the back of your mind, you take the roads to the outskirts of Glasgow towards Linwood. It is as expected as gray and cold day. It is 1:30 and you'll probably be on time. You're on M8 and circling Glasgow Airport. The roundabout to A737 towards Linwood starts to materialize ahead, partially hidden by the foggy rain. Take A737 to Linwood. Sounds
Was
like
there a
the
time frame that we were supposed to meet this guy? I don't remember the time frame.
I don't either. I'm guessing it's 2 o'clock or something like that.
Fair enough.
It's 1:30 now. Think we could have been late if we just wanted to go to more places.
I almost kind of feel like our character would be the type to be late, but like fashionably so. Not
She
like
didn't have anything to do. That's why.
That's right. She'd be like, "Oh well, my client's paying me to be there in a bit, so let's go get this done."
I'll take a little scenic route up the coast. No, or I don't know, not up the coast, but
Yeah, exactly.
whatever.
You drive your Vauxhall Corsa until you finally find your destination, Richmond Drive. It is a quiet, seemingly unpopulated neighborhood of giant gray blocks. The houses are two-story ones, and the timid lawns are mostly overgrown. You park between an Astra and a Polo. Looking at the rearview mirror, you notice flat number 11, your contractor's supposed home. Before leaving the car, you take your umbrella. take your raincoat, pull up your hood, just leave the car.
I feel like she would just pull up her hood.
She would just pull up her hood. I agree. 100%. That's exactly what I thought. She don't use an umbrella. That's not cool. She's not that. Yeah, no.
That's what Americans do for some reason. They don't like to carry around, like, or is it just, I don't know, college kids? They don't like to carry around umbrellas, and it drove me nuts when I was in college.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm like, I know you gotta walk around campus all day, but like, I don't want to do it soaking wet.
I always walked around with like a what do you call those? Like a fedora on and like a trench coat half the time, like kind of a nice like detective's coat sometimes. And it was black though. So, and I actually like always used the umbrella as like a walking cane just for, I was weird. I just purposely did it just to, it's like, anyway, so I'd be using it as a cane as well as an actual umbrella. So, and I was like,
there's all types of people in college. There was a guy who rode a unicycle to class every day. So like,
I knew a guy who rode a unicycle too. It was very strange. I also knew a guy that refused to wear shoes so long as it wasn't 3 inches of snow on the ground. So he just walked around barefoot all the time.
I don't like that.
So in my college, we have an outdoor leadership program. And so it's actually a lot of like survival skills and belaying and mountain climbing and a lot of other stuff. So they like this guy was basically training it so that he could walk without any shoes on and toughen up his feet and stuff. But very strange fella, but nice guy. Really good guitar player too. Anyway, I digress. Sorry.
So he had calluses on his feet and his fingers. Pretty
much, yeah. That's a good time. Is it your turn? I think it's your turn.
Oh, okay. While approaching the gray brick of a flat, you start to sense the gloomy atmosphere surrounding it. This reminds you of prison, a place built to keep someone away from the rest of the world, and that also works the other way around. There are 3 different locks on the middle door. You glance at the upper story windows. They're both secluded by crossing metal bars. There are 2 different security systems placed on the flat's corners. Too much for safety, too little for evident falling apart schizophrenia. Instinctively, you compare this flat to the surrounding ones in the neighborhood. No other flat has any particular feature like this one. What do you make of this? The man is certainly overconcerned. Okay, I guess. What the actual hell is this? He must have his reasons. Nothing unusual here. She works with crazy people, right? But, I still kind of feel like she would say, what the hell is this?
Pretty much. Like, this guy is a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I think it's interesting that she's just assuming that this guy, like, did all this to the flat himself. Which maybe he did, but, like, for her to just, like, assume that's crazy.
Yeah, a little jump to conclusion, I suppose. Yeah.
I know. She said it is the only one in the neighborhood that looks like that, though, so.
Yep.
Possible.
Yeah, I agree. I think she would definitely say that.
All right.
You approach the only metal door in the neighborhood. The 3 locks are tricky, sturdy ones. It would require a hell of a picking to break through this. A specific kind of lock picking, the one with a truck hitting the walls and smashing down the door, and the facade, and the ceiling possibly. You remember the last line of the email. This Alexander had prompted you to call him when you arrive. Knock on the door, shout out for him, check the flat surrounding, call his number. I imagine she'd probably call, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't try to shout or knock at him.
Yeah.
Unless we want to look at the flat surroundings first.
She might... I get the sense like she's casual, but she's not going to like necessarily piss people off, you know?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So if
he didn't do anything to her.
Yeah, if she's getting paid, she's going to call. All right, so... All right.
Beep, beep, beep. The muffled sound of a call being answered. Are you alone? Oh, I didn't do an accent. Are you alone? A deep, coarse voice asks. Yes, I surely hope so. Can't you see it through the cameras? Just me and my old buddy, Mr. Rain. Always, always.
Here's the small violin that's playing every time I say that. Are you alone? Yes.
Always. I don't know. I surely hope so's like a sassy response a little bit.
I like one. I actually like that one, or like just me and my old buddy Mr. Rain. Kind of like, you sound crazy.
Also, it is a good question. Like, can't you see through the cameras? Although maybe his cameras only point like into the small section outside the door. So
possibly.
Like,
it's up to you. Whichever one.
Yeah, we can do just me and my old buddy, Mr. Rain. Like, hey, dude, get us out of this rain. A little bit, you know?
Especially when he's doing the, are you alone?
Right? That's kind of
like
creepy.
Creepy, dude. It's like, just me and Mr. Rain. Let's take a look. The call dies away, and for a while you just stand there. You start to consider the possibility that he did not fancy your reply. Then you hear the upper lock being opened. The middle one. The lower lock. A flush of tension streams through your body. It's been a while since you've met such a strange figure. Your contractor opens the door, and a writhed, aging man reveals himself. His long hair and beard are a tempest of graying blonde locks. The bearded man looks you with sunken, expressionless eyes. His body is curved, and his skin is pathologically dry. Emilia? He pronounces as a death sentence. You certainly didn't give him your true name. Interesting.
Oh. That's right.
I suppose you're the one hired. Come in. He then takes I suppose, I guess, yeah. Interesting.
He doesn't know.
He then takes a step back and, with a single motion of his hands, prompts you to enter his house. His eyes keep looking at you with the eerie uncertainty of a madman. Perhaps he considers the possibility of you being a disguised threat suddenly turning on him. He has a palpable tension all over his muscles. What kind of event turns a person into this? Enter the place. No choice. We gotta go in, apparently.
Yeah. Or else, I mean, we just go on and solve some fun little mysteries as a criminal and get paid and continue on with our life. No.
Yeah.
No, we can't do that.
Something feels like the opposite of our last case, which was really easy. This might not be so much.
Yeah. You enter your contractor's house. This is the exact moment when you think that this case will not be the usable, forgettable shit. It is a modified suburban fortress. There is a surveillance camera just above the door you came through, and 2 more at the end of the corridor. All of the doors are padlocked. He stays still, closing the entrance, and you keep walking and... Wait, stop here, or stop where you are, the contractor yells. There's a hint of a menace in his voice. Keep walking, just stop. Stop and turn to look at him. Pull your concealed weapon. Can you check our pockets? Like, what's in our... What do we have on
I gotta
us?
see. Weapon. It says none!
This dumb.
I wanna pull it just so that I can get this thing to be filled out. We totally have a gun. Alright, well. Apparently, even the masters of the game don't know that we have a weapon.
Yeah, right. I'd say we either stop and turn back to look at him, or do you want to actually pull our concealed weapon?
That might be a
were
little
you joking?
no, I think that
feel
might
like
be
it's a little overreacting.
It's a little over the top. Yeah. Oh, hi, Cakesy Pop. Yeah, I think stop and turn to look at him is fine.
Yeah, I'm not keeping my eye.
I don't think I don't
my sights.
Yeah, I don't feel like her going is her reaction. She's gonna be like, stop, then look back at him like, what?
Like, what?
You're being crazy.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think that sounds good. You turn around just in time to see him pulling a hidden handle on the wall. My home, it needs to be safe. There are traps in it. You won't get hurt if you do as I say. I don't want to hurt you. You just have to listen to me, please. He says, insisting on the words. He's not threatening, he's desperate. The way he talks, the way he expresses himself, it seems the man hasn't been around people for a while. Years, perhaps. So he will be paying you to listen to him, his story, whatever happened to him a decade ago that made him into what he is today. And you won't refuse the money, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you need to be so safe? Who are you afraid of? We have to talk. I will listen to you. I have lots of questions. What do you think?
I don't really... I'd rather... I guess, who are you afraid of or something? Do you think she'd be down to business just like, I'll listen? I don't think we have a ton of questions yet. We kind of need more information before we can ask questions.
Do you think that our character is empathetic at all? Or is she really just like, I'm here for the money? Or better yet, like, is she going to play up pretending to be empathetic so that she'll get more money? That's the three options that I kind of see here.
I don't think she's incredibly empathetic to people she just met, especially crazy people.
Right, yeah.
That she's locked in their home, where she's literally trapped.
Yeah.
As he just said. I don't think she would be empathetic necessarily. But she could possibly play it off for sure. Be smart and cunning.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I can almost see her saying, I will listen to you, as sort of like a pretending to be sort of empathetic so that
her hands on her weapon.
Yeah, rather than, yeah. Like, I don't think she'll be, yeah, so I don't know. It's up to you, whatever you...
We can just listen to him.
Okay, I'll listen to you.
I mean, all of that really gets us the same way.
I agree, yeah. I mean, who are you afraid of is... It depends on how she asks. Like, it could be almost derogatory or, like, demeaning.
Like it's too specific.
Yeah, but it's like, I will listen to you. Don't worry. I'm good. Yeah. I'm here. I'll listen. Relax. You know? So, yeah, I think that's good.
He looks into your eyes and you see something there. A flickering hope, perhaps? Thanks, he says and scratches his nose. We'll talk, but not here. Not in this hallway of traps. Come with me. I'll tell you everything you need to know. About the death of my sister, about Matthew Wallace, and about the disappearance of Emma Stone. And how they're fading. Intertwined leads pointing to a secret group that owns the town of Invernock. Perhaps some other places as well. Ooh, sounds like he's found out a lot of information. Follow Alexander.
Down the rabbit hole, shall we? Alexander leads you through the hallway, telling you exactly where to step and where to stop, while pushing hidden buttons and deactivating secret mechanisms. There are at least 4 occasions like that in the short amount of space it takes you both to enter what seems to be the living room. Now that you know about the existence of the traps, you can't help but wander your eyes around the room, searching for evidence of them. It's safe from now on, as long as you stay here. And do not move too much. Seriously. Do not move too much.
What?
That's weird. He walks toward a wooden table at the center of the room. He sits on a chair and points another one to you. Let us talk. I have some questions. I want to listen to your story, or stay quiet.
Does he have, like, lasers that shoot at you if you move too fast?
If you have alien super speed, then you'll get shot.
I'm still not going to say I have some questions, because why would I ask questions? That time will come.
I think, I want to listen to your story is a reasonable prompting.
Like she's sitting there like, because I have a job here to do. I want to listen to your story. I want to
Yeah.
know what I'm here to do, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to be timid and be like, am I going to get shot if I move too much? You know, like, she's going to be like, I want to listen to your story. What's going on?
It's been so long, so bloody long. I've spent most of the last 10 years trying to forget about this shit, thinking I could just run away from my problems. That the answer to them was at the bottom of a bottle, on the tip of a syringe. His smile faintly. He smiles faintly, his gaze lost miles away from here and now. Then he focuses his eyes on you again, precise as a predator. But no, they don't forget, ever, and so I won't either. This will only end when they are exposed or killed, or when I die, whichever comes first. Who are they? You're not making much sense. Stay quiet. From the beginning, please. I want to kind of be like, can you start at the beginning? Like,
I think that's reasonable too.
Yeah, like I understand, like, you got some information, you got all this stuff that happened. Start at the beginning, like, organize it, your thoughts. I don't think it's a harsh thing to say at all. But at the same time, prompting him to do what you need to hear.
Yeah, I think it's a reasonable thing to start to say.
Mm-hmm.
She might not be a detective, so like my only thought is like maybe that's a more detective-y thing to say, but it's still her aim is to get let's stop, go back to the beginning, what's going on, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So guiding him along is still reasonable. So, yeah. He takes a long and profound breath, as if sucking not only air, but also the remnants of a lost courage. I was born and raised in Invernock, along with my sister Joanne. As soon as I turned 18, I went away. Went away to a big city, far away from the cobwebs of rural mentality, the daily derangement that makes people live like they were 5 centuries back in time. Any place that wasn't my hometown. I wanted to make money, to meet girls, to see things, and I couldn't have that here. I couldn't have that there. He pauses and sighs. So I went, with the excuse that I would go to the university, and this was true. I did all sorts of part-time jobs, bartender, revisor, even some math and physics lessons to first-year folks. My parents sent me some money, yes, and it helped out a lot, but I couldn't just rely on them entirely. That's when I met Emma. We dated for a while. She was the one who introduced me to her friend from the police, Olivia, who later would point out Emma, but I'll come back to this later. Anyway,
Why do we just...
yeah, did we just happen to pick a name for...
We happened to pick a name of another
We're
person in the
amazing.
story.
Not only did we continue on with McLeod, just thinking it would be funny to connect it, but we accidentally connected to the future of the book prior. That's weird. Okay, so a different
Two different
Emma.
Emmas.
Okay, totally a different Emma. This is super weird. So it did throw me for a second. I'm like, wait, was he dating our character?
Right? I was like, when did that happen in between the investigating and dying?
That's
Possibly
so
dying.
funny. Okay, we got this. We're still on track. But I'll come back to this later. Anyway, my folks died many years ago. Firstly, my mum, then dad not long after. They had Joanne and me very late in their marriage, so we grew accustomed to them being old, and we knew the day might come soon, but you're never really ready for a thing like that. He curls up his fingers into a reddening fist, but then lets it go, breathing away the sudden tension. There was a deal with the house in Invernock. Someone had to take care of it. I had finally got my degree, so I went there, back to Invernock. Let him continue. You're telling me a bunch of names without context. Wow, fantastic tale until now. I hope this leads somewhere. Go on.
Hmm. I mean, normally I'd be like, go on, or I would just be quiet, but I mean, I feel like it's reasonable to say you're telling me a bunch of names without context. Like, who the hell are these people?
Right.
He did name a lot of people. Two Emmas.
True story. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, do you want to do that one then, or kind of get him to fill it out a bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like she would maybe do that.
Yeah, sounds good.
You'll understand. Listen, there are the names until. Here are the names until now. Joanne's my sister. Gordon was her husband. Olivia Urquhart was someone I knew. Not that hard if you ask me. The anger brings back his Argyllshire accent. It seems he has not entirely forgotten who he was. There were more people that he named.
Yeah.
Alexander makes a weird motion on the table with his left hand, as if grabbing an invisible cup and getting surprised it isn't there. I used. That was usually the time I would ask for a pint. I couldn't talk about all those things without a pint. He scratches his elbow. Not the case now. I've drunk enough in my lifetime to be able to talk about any fucking thing for as long as it is necessary. Continue to listen.
All right. Anyway, back to the story. I tried to get my things together here in Invernock. Things had ended badly with Emma, so I was very depressed at the time. Then Joanne came for me, like she always did.
She said that Gordon, her husband, had been given a job proposal there, but to this day I think she was just lying. That she somehow convinced him to work there and came back to take care of me. He takes a moment to try not to cry, but he fails. After a short pause, he continues. And for a while, it was all better. She and her husband lived in their new home. I lived in our parents' old one. She would come visit me constantly every day. Gordon would take me to go fishing sometimes. He even managed to appoint me to a job. I have a degree in engineering, as I told you, but I've never put it to use. So I had this opportunity there to settle down, start to have an actual life, find me a nice woman, have a family, you know? The everyday, every person race. He swipes invisible sweat from his forehead. And then it happened. Gordon and Joanne were killed, and all our lives were over. Forever. The McLeod's murder case.
At first, I didn't know for sure it was Gordon, if Gordon was innocent. I just knew that there was something wrong with the case. The people who should be looking into it weren't doing their jobs. It felt like a nightmare. One day, everything was fine. The other, they were gone. Gordon killed Joanne? I remember when the call came, how I couldn't fucking believe it. Alexander mutters something to himself before continuing the story. That prick, Callum Douglas, came to my house. He's the Invernock Police Authority. Said he would get to the bottom of it, that he would solve the case whether it was a homicide or not. But guess what? He never did. They just assumed it was Gordon and wrote this shitty report full of files and contradictory evidence, as if they didn't even make an effort to make it look good. He sighed. When I realized this, I knew I needed to confront him, get the truth out of his face. Met him at this pub in the husband's retreat. Had a few too. He just wouldn't listen. Accused me of being mad. I threw a punch at him. He said I was lucky he didn't put me in jail for that. Then some time passed, and I couldn't give up. I couldn't just give up the idea that this was all wrong. So I called Olivia. She pointed me out to the private investigator I hired, and I met her. It was some £1,000 well paid, as long as it got me the truth, I figured. Here's what I learned. Hear what Alexander learned.
This investigator told me about the lock on Joanne's house. It was slightly damaged with erratic scratches around it. She found inside the house a strange note that matched neither Gordon nor Joanne's style, and told me that Gordon's body had been moved for some reason, and no one from the police seemed to notice that too. The investigator also said it couldn't have been Gordon. There wasn't any blood on him or his clothes. More importantly, there was this Matthew Wallace who had been missing since the time of the murders. And I believed her words. The last thing I heard from her was that she was heading to Mayberry Walk number 4, and she never came back from it. And that is the story I had to tell. Ask your questions now, and I'll answer all of them. About the investigator you hired, about Gordon and Joanne, about Matthew Wallace, about the last 10 years, about William, Mayberry Walk 4, the people behind this. What do you want from me? I accept the case. Oh my god.
I accept the case. Accept the case to do what?
I don't need to know anything else. I've heard enough.
You can count on me, Inspector.
I kind of want to know what he's been doing the last 10 years. Like, I want to know all these. We probably want to look at most of these things, but like, I don't think that's a bad place to start. Like, so what have you been doing the last 10 years exactly?
Let's be a little bit more careful this time about our choosing too, because when we tried with Jack, our previous client, he like cut us off from a limit of questions. So let's try and prioritize the most.
He said he'll answer all of them.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, but, you're right.
No, I'd still be wary. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking more of like if we kind of piss him off or something like that, then maybe you won't answer. But yeah, you might be right. Do we want to start off with this investigator you hired?
Sure.
All right, let's take a look.
Oh god, there's follow-up questions.
Gosh.
Or second part of the question.
About this investigator.
Yeah, about this investigator. Don't you think the investigator just took your money and left? Didn't you go after her? Is there any way to reach Olivia Urquhart? Why hire a new one now after all these years? Or talk about something else.
I like number 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. Like, why now?
I wonder if he ever went after her, though. Like, to actually see the house himself.
Yeah, because, like, what made him run? You know?
Yeah, you chose.
We can ask, didn't you go after her, I guess, then. That's the closest thing we have.
Yeah. Just curious more than anything. I couldn't risk it. I lacked the courage. Fear is the mind killer, and I've died many times over the last 10 years. He hides his face with his hands for a few seconds and then breathes in and out. As soon as I knew the investigator had vanished, I started fearing for my own life. So I made the arrangements I could and left Invernock forever. Did we want to go back to that same one? About the investigator, I mean? I'm interested. I wonder if we'll get the answer elsewhere, though. Sure. Okay, fair enough.
We can ask about Gordon and Joanne next.
Sure. About Gordon and Joanne. How was their relationship? How did they die? Did anyone have a reason to kill?
Oh, no, I don't think we need it. If we're talking about possibly not getting to ask them all the questions, I don't want to prioritize these.
Okay, let's see.
Matthew Wallace, we don't have a lot of information on him.
Yeah, and also William. He did mention William, so I like the Matthew Wallace, and then let's go back to William after that.
Okay.
Matthew Wallace, how did you find out about him? What do you know about him? Do you really think he has something to do with the murders? Thoughts?
What do you know about him? Like, pretty general?
Yeah. get some information on the fella.
Much less than I wanted to. It seems he just vanished, poof, like that in thin air. There's nothing about him on the internet, and nothing that I could figure out other than the fact that he lives somewhere in Invernock. How did you find out about him? Well, same questions, pretty much. I guess, do you really think it has something to do with the murders? Because I'm like, why are you connecting him with this, really?
Yeah, I agree.
I understand he disappeared at the same time, but, like, that's not a lot to go on.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this can't be a mere coincidence. There's no way. He either committed the crime or he knows something about it. If he is still alive, of course. The people behind this could have taken him out for knowing too much. They certainly aren't afraid of doing that, doing stuff like that.
That's for sure.
I might as well do the last one.
Alright.
The investigator told me about it. I don't know how she found out about this, but it was the truth. I looked into it. Okay.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
You said William next?
That or the last 10 years is the two that are kind of standing out to me.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of feel like I want to ask about William before we just have him talk about the last 10 years.
Sounds good.
Round it out.
Since that's probably the main thing that's been kind of like on her mind. Where she's like, exactly, you mentioned that he might be dead because of you. Tell me about this William guy. Yeah.
I want to know.
You know, self-preservation dictating here. So about William, how did you know him? In the email you said he might have been killed because of you. How did you know he died? Do you think his death has anything to do with your sisters?
I feel like I just say in the email you said he might have been killed because of you and just let him explain. That's not even a question.
Yeah. Straight shooter. I think it's a good question.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I believe this must be the case. I wanted to sell the house quickly, so I made with him whatever kind of arrangement. I didn't care about money as long as the money kept coming through him. He could go to the bank once a month, collect the payments, and then send me my share through the online bank account. He glances at a blank wall before proceeding with the story. He called me a week ago saying that he thought someone had been following him from the bank to his home. Then he called me again just a few days ago saying that there was a car circling his street, told him to go away, to run as fast as he could, but I guess he didn't listen to me. He always thought I was exaggerating in my paranoia. Or in my paranoia. But this has to be because of his connection to me. Why do you think that? He lived a dangerous life. It might not be related. Fair enough. You think they got any information about you from him? Not everything needs to be about you.
It's not all about you, Patricia.
The only thing is, of course, it probably is somewhat.
Yeah.
I guess we can just go general and say, why do you think that?
Yeah. Open-ended.
Nothing's wrong with that.
Good call. What else could it be? They are after me. They don't want anyone to find out what really happened to my sister. There was this occult symbol in the house. What you think about it, bud? What do you think? Would we show him?
I mean, I feel like, yeah. I feel like we would. Because, I mean, he has the information that we need.
Yeah.
What kind of symbol? Describe it to him. I don't know, just a weird symbol. Describe it. It's like a mountain with a squiggle and a dot.
A dot and a squiggle. Probably ocean, yeah.
Can we line it? Or, draw it?
That'd be sick if they actually allowed us to.
Imagine That'd be
really
awesome.
cool. That would be really cool. It's like, that looks nothing like anything I've ever seen before, versus, actually, it does kind of look familiar.
Yeah.
That's like the responses. That'd be sick. I've never seen it before, but this has to be linked with Invernock somehow. How do you know him? How did you know he died? Do you think his death has anything to do with your sisters?
That's a weird question. That last one.
I kind of like the second one. How did he know that he died?
Yeah, I agree.
Because, like,
You just watching the obituaries?
even the
Wait,
the police
wasn't it the
didn't know.
police?
Yeah, even
That's
the police
right.
didn't know that William had died.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yep. I want to know now.
Sketchy, mister.
That's right. I'm glad you remembered that. Jack called me. Said something had happened and I wouldn't be receiving my money this month. He didn't want to give much information, but I pressed him on. He said that William had been murdered, and I told him that he should be careful. That they could be after him too, but he didn't give it much thought. How do you know Jack? It was Jack who gave you my contact? Is he really named Jack?
So basically, what I'm understanding then is that he's allowing them to use his sister's house as a drug den, or like a crack house or something like that.
Oh, that's true.
And so he's getting paid to let them just use it.
Yeah, he said he didn't care. That makes sense.
Because he just wanted to get the hell out of there. It makes sense of why he'd be getting paid. Huh.
They're getting their money, he's getting his.
Way to, serve your sisters and family's memory there, bud. You sound like a stand-up fella, I gotta tell ya.
Yes. How do you? Well,
I think we could figure out how he knew him.
yeah. He said he used first. Well,
This makes sense
also
of making it was Jack who gave you my contact.
Yeah. I don't care if his name's really Jack.
Nobody cares. We don't care.
Nobody cares about that guy.
Our clients' names are our clients until they do something to piss us off, and then we'll find them, figure out their real name, hunt them down. I mean, totally reconcile our differences in a proper pro-social manner. Yes.
Yeah. But was it Jack that gave you my contact number? Because I need to know.
That's right. I just need this for, let me write this down. Yes, but I did my research too. I wouldn't allow you into my home if I didn't have faith in your capacities. I know you're willing to do anything to get the job done. Ooh, whoa, easy, yeah. Willing to do anything for the right price. Get it right. Just kidding.
Right. I'm not interested in the rest of these questions.
Yeah, I think we get it. So William, how do you know that? We kind of know that now. We kind of know this one too, I guess. Do you think his death has anything to do with your sisters? We could ask him, I guess, to confirm, but
yeah, he might say something more than what we're just thinking.
Yeah, let's take a look.
It must be the same people. They must be trying to get me. I don't know. It can't be anything else. Sure, makes sense. You're jumping to conclusions. Why now? Stay quiet.
Why now does kind of make sense. Why after 10 years? Because, I mean, obviously he's been having a drug house for 10 years or thereabouts. Which probably wouldn't exist, for the record. A 10-year-old crack den in a small town? Maybe.
It's ran by cultists, though. That have a lockdown on the police, apparently.
You know what? Touche. Why now? That's one of the things I want you to find out. That's actually.
Yeah.
All right. Why 10 years later?
About the last 10 years.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look. What have you been doing for 10 years? You never went back to Invernock? Have you ever seen a psychiatrist?
Let's not ask him that.
Why did you choose Linwood? I don't think I would ever come up with that question, but
Right? Like, why is that what I would ask right now? I don't even, we don't even know where that is compared to Invernook. So, like, maybe it's just close enough that he can still get money, but also far enough that he...
yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah,
I
fair
guess,
enough.
what have you been doing?
What have you been doing?
Okay. He stares at you with his deep sunken eyes, dying each day at a time and succeeding.
Yeah, but
Wow.
everybody does that. Everybody succeeds
Technically.
at dying one day closer, you know?
Yeah. He's trying to do it even faster, maybe.
You already told
I
us you
guess,
never went back.
right. Useless questions. I
Yeah,
guess we can ask about Linwood.
sure.
I'm not gonna ask him about a psychiatrist and make him upset.
Just because it's an option that we, we can't come to a logical conclusion on our own.
Yeah.
No reason other than that it is far enough from Invernock that no one would come looking for me. And it is close enough to Glasgow for me to shop for the things I need.
Essentially what I was thinking.
Exactly what I assumed he was going to say, yeah. And exactly, actually, pretty much what you said, actually. So.
It's close enough, but far enough away at the same
Exactly.
time.
It's in the middle of nowhere-ish, but in the middle of nowhere where we can get to other places that are wheres we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do we ask about the people behind this?
Sure. See if he has any inkling of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look.
It seems like he's going to answer all of our questions.
Yeah, it does, yeah. So,
who are they? What are their reasons? Have you any evidence to back your claims? Why haven't they gone after you? All good questions, I mean.
they're pretty good. Just start from the top.
Yeah.
Who are they? The mysterious they is of the world. If I knew that, I wouldn't be hiring you. One thing I know for certain, though. Officer Callum Douglas played a part. And it must be more than one person acting from the shadows. He wouldn't be able to do all this by himself. What are their reasons?
I don't know. It's a part of what has been eating me up all these years. Why did they kill Joanne and Gordon? Why have they gone so far as to cover it up? It must be something big. Something bigger than you and me and everyone else. Something we must expose.
Have you any evidence to back up your claims?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
I've enclosed it
files.
Yeah, exactly. He just must have like a nice stack of manila envelopes behind the automatic
organized.
turrets and flamethrowers and his,
Yeah.
his traps or whatever's going on there. I've enclosed it all together in a file. I don't have any solid evidence, if that's what you're asking. But come on. You've listened to me up till now, haven't you? Don't you think I'm right? Don't you think I have enough reasons to believe this is a conspiracy? He stares at you with his blue eyes, waiting for your answer, as if it was the most important thing in the world for him.
I'm sure it is. This is literally his life now.
Yeah. I believe you. It doesn't matter what I think. You have some good points there. I'm sorry, but I'm having a hard time believing you. Honestly, you sound like a madman.
I almost feel like she'd say it doesn't matter what I think.
I kind of been leaning towards that too.
I don't want her to say something as bad as, honestly, you sound like a madman. But
yeah, but
she's
it's
not
like,
gonna be like, I believe you. I understand. I'll fix it.
I feel like she's going to be a little bit more detached than that, and she's like, look, it doesn't matter what I think. If you hire me for a job, I'll get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of me believing you, I don't know, man. It's like, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, let's do that one. It does. But if you do this, if you start to look into the case, I am certain that you will see things from my vantage point. Why haven't they gone after you?
Mm-hmm.
Was that your puppers?
Yeah. Yeah. The one that does not like to jump. You think they hadn't? I've been living in fear for the past 10 years. I have no properties besides this one. William and his contacts helped me to make the legal arrangements, and it cost most of what I got from selling the properties in Invernock, but I managed to hide my tracks.
Okay.
Very nice then.
Sus. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
About the investigator you hired, we did that. Okay, Gordon, Joanne. We kind of know all we need about them. Let's talk about Mayberry Walk 4.
Sure.
What do you know about it? Have you ever been there? What do you know? I know this. Go ahead. You're good. You're good.
I know this Matthew Wallace lived there, and I know that was the last place Emma went. Apart from that, not much. It's a branch of Fort William Road on the outskirts of Invernock. It stands on a hill overlooking the town. You can see most of the sights and shops from there.
Now I'm actually, I admit that I'm just a little bit confused about whether he means Emma, the chick he dated, or Emma, the investigator. Like, clearly it seems to imply the investigator, but
yeah,
still.
Why do there have to be another Emma?
Still, exactly.
How dare they do that to us?
Right? How dare. We should have gone with Laura.
Wait, that was what we were considering for...
Laura or Emma, I think, were the two names we thought of, right?
That was when we were considering the new person's name, Amelia,
oh, right? Right. Laura was... Yeah, you're right. That's fair.
I don't know what else we were thinking for Emma.
I don't know if we had another name, actually.
Oh, it gave us only a few options. That's what... Emma was one of the options they gave us. Remember? It gave us a list of a couple, 5 options of names.
No, I thought No, it still gave us a...
I don't think so. I don't think we got to type. We got to choose her fake last name and a fake, her, alias.
Oh, maybe. I'd have to go back and check.
Yeah.
That's why we check the videos. We'll figure it out. Not that I remember. Sorry, I lost the Scottish for a second there. Invernock was bad enough as it was. No reason to go to the worst part of town. I considered going there after I learned about this Matthew, but he was gone, and after what happened to Emma, I just wanted to get away. Talk about something else. Okay. What do you want from me? I think that's pretty much everything that we need to know from all of it, so...
Yeah, it is.
What exactly do you expect me to do?
How is this going to be different?
Right?
Aren't you an investigator? I should have figured it out by... Or you should have figured it out by now, he says in a quick fit of rage. Then he covers his face with his hands for a moment. I'm sorry. I've been through much. He looks at you again with his sunken blue eyes, one of them nervously twitching. I want you to solve this case. I want you to find out what happened to my sister and everyone else. I want you to uncover what is going on in Invernock. Understandable, alright.
Well, we don't have an option to reject the case, apparently.
Darn.
So, I guess we accept the case.
I accept the case. I don't feel like that's how she would say it. That's why I said it like that.
I got you. Just a little bit of the sarcasm. It was just a little speck. You're good.
A little, yeah.
Just a little pinch of sarcasm. I accept the case.
But, yeah. He sighs, relieved. Thank you. There is just one more thing. Back then, when This was all still fresh while Emma was investigating the case. I went after the man who did the autopsy, Dr. Carther Rutherford. When I finally located him, he said he wouldn't say shit to me. Insisted I was mad, that he would call the police. I get angry just thinking about it. I should have pressed further, but when I called Emma back to tell about this, no one answered. Then Dr. Rutherford just vanished. You should try him if you can. He sighs, tuning himself back to the current matters. Anyway, you don't have to worry about payment. I'll pay you with every bloody last saving I have. I have 2,500 euros that I can give you right now, but as soon as I settle the rest, I'll be prepared to pay you 5,000 more. Wow! Making some money this time, if we live. We have a deal that's a little below my usual paycheck. That's not enough. I'll do this for free. We're not doing this for free. That's not happening. He said he already said he's giving us everything. So like, we have a deal, and that's a lot of money. I know this is gonna be bad. Like it's probably a case worth more. But what do you think? Do we haggle a little with that's a little below my usual paycheck?
No, I think it seems reasonable. I mean, the nice thing about what we're doing here, compared to the reason why we paid, or we got paid so much last time for a quick hour job, is because there is a murdered guy in front of us, and we're not an actual cop. So
true. That's right, and he wants us to keep quiet.
You know, grease the wheels a little bit because of the illegal side of things. But this is still a basic, PI kind of job, and it's not necessarily illegal in and of itself. So it is a little dangerous. So I would say we'd probably have. We're definitely not saying it's for free, but we have a deal. Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, it's Shanna. He shakes hands with you. His is clammy and shaky. Please, be careful in Invernock. I don't want you to end up like Emma. I won't. You can trust me. It's Invernock that needs to be careful. Don't worry, I have my ways. Just leave. I like the, don't worry, I have my ways. I got my ways. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's Invernock that needs to be careful. Like, what kind of response is that?
That's a little, like, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You make your way home, leaving Linwood behind. You enter the urban landscape of Glasgow and drive towards your place. You spend the rest of the day thinking about the case and the conversation you had with Alexander Patterson. Late at night, when you manage to close your eyes, you have a dreamless sleep. Probably a good thing. Start the preparations.
Yeah.
Start the preparations.
We're prepping.
Are we gonna have a weapon now?
We better have a weapon.
Glasgow.
Call someone, search for information on Olivia Urquhart. Try to find Dr. Carter Rutherford. Or get ready to drive to Invernock. All the above?
Yeah.
All the above. Call someone. We're going to call our chick. Our lady. Detective Inspector Anna Curry.
This is Detective Inspector Anna Curry, she says. I don't think she's Scottish, is she? I don't remember.
I think they're all Scottish, but yeah, I don't know.
Do you know anything about the McLeod case? Can you tell me something about Sergeant Olivia Urquhart? Hang up.
All the above, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah, the McLeod case. I have no idea what that means. It's 10 years old. Oh, I just would have automatically known that. You have to be more specific. 10 years ago, Joanne McLeod was murdered in Invernock, supposedly by her husband. Joanne and Gordon McLeod, husband kills wife, Invernock, Argyllshire. I still can't say it. My mouth doesn't move that way. Okay. Small town, husband kills wife, his brother-in-law goes nuts, investigator disappears. Any of this ringing a bell? Decade-old case overlooked by police. More to it than it seems. Lots of people missing.
I don't necessarily know if they would know that the investigator disappeared. I don't. I wonder how much was even publicized, anyways. You know. Probably. What are the first two?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too.
I like how the second one names both of them.
Me too.
Well, but
Well, it also.
well,
Joanna McLeod, husband kills wife.
she states it like the newspaper stated it,
Yeah.
as opposed to supposedly, allegedly.
I'm good with the first one.
Yeah, I mean that's accurate as how we see it for sure.
It's also not as like crisp. It's more cocky.
Yeah, I mean it's not like Amelia would probably believe what the news says anyways. So even if it wasn't just us with our inside knowledge, she'd probably be like, "This is a weird case. All of this is speculation."
Yeah. I like it. Let's do it. Ah, I might have heard something about it while I was at the academy. I could be mistaken though. I don't remember. Sounds interesting. Why? I'm working on it. I think there's more to it than the report says. I believe there's some kind of conspiracy here. This could be cult related, stretching from here to Glasgow. The townspeople could be involved. Will we be broad, or will we give her more of our... What would her position be? Would she still be pretty, like, I'm just doing my, like...
I think she would share, like, it says this could be cult related, stretching from here to Glasgow. This is her inside person that is mixed up in all this, on the fence of legal and illegal.
I kind of like the
she...
fourth one.
What other one do you think possibly?
I mean,
Any
it's
others?
either she's. I guess I'm trying to think of like what's her view of it right now. Does she really think it's cult like related, or is she just sort of like, or is she being like, I think there might be more to this case than meets the eye from before?
I doubt, unless she's had some run with cults before, I doubt she would think that this is cult related. Most people, right?
Yeah.
Some normal reaction.
I like the open-endedness of the second one. Just like,
I think there's more to it than the report says. Yeah. Just kind of like leave it up to...
Yeah, for her to go find anything about this rather than just only cult stuff. Kind of thing. So yeah, I think I'm going to go. Yeah, let's go that one.
It's your problem, not mine. Good luck with that, though. Inform me if anything comes up. All right. So, can you tell us something about Sergeant Olivia, I guess, or Court?
Yeah. I heard about her. She was responsible for catching a group of pedophiles when I was just a rookie, around 2004, if I remember correctly. Highly praised for that, too. She was a promising officer on her way to making chief inspector, but then something happened. I don't know exactly what. I think she couldn't handle the pressure of the job and quit soon after 2006. Why do you ask? She might know something about the case I'm working on. I need to find her. Just following a lead.
That last one, maybe? I mean, it's pretty like, hey, I'm just following a lead.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Neutral.
Just give me the information I need.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing.
I agree.
Good luck with that. Either way, I can't give you information like that. We don't give information of our own people at Police Scotland. She doesn't have a criminal record, and for all I know, she just retired somewhere. Come on, Anna, it's important. She's the only one who can help me. I think she would like to hear what I have to say. Thanks for nothing. I feel like the third one, maybe,
It
would be the
seems
most
like the
useful.
most, yeah, like the most reasonable.
Convincing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Where it's like, come on, give your criminal buddy some help.
Yeah.
Versus
It's
like,
not just for the case, it's also for her.
that's right. You know, it's like you're helping out a fellow police officer by giving me her name and contact information because I'm gonna help
doing
her.
a favor.
That's right. You always got to make them think that you're giving them, you know, that they're the ones getting the positive end of the stick. You know, they're getting the carrot, not the stick. Anna sighs. Okay. I know you're not planning on doing anything stupid. I'll try to track her down. Give me 1 minute. Wow, she clearly doesn't know us that well.
Apparently.
You hear her typing for a while. This is strange. There is nothing about her on the archives after 2007. No address, no credit card information, no taxes, nothing. Either she made sure to erase her tracks or someone did it for her. Fuck, I liked it better when I could just assume she had a happy retirement. Just hang up. See ya. Peace. Okay, well. Love to know that.
Was she the only person we could call?
Nope.
Except for Alexander.
Yeah, there's Alexander, yeah. Should we try it? Well, I don't know if we're going to have much luck, but you want to just go through it anyway?
It doesn't seem like it, but yeah.
I feel like our character would, like, her interest would be piqued about it, so.
Yeah. I would be Googling it while I'm on the phone.
Right, yeah. It's like, okay, what's going on here? Sorry, my camera's all keeps shifting to the right for some reason.
Is it?
I don't know. It's just, yeah. It's just me and my perfectionism and, you know.
It's because you made it round, it just starts to roll a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the camera's right. That's good.
To track Olivia Urquhart is not a straightforward task. She has experience as a police sergeant, and apparently she doesn't want to be found. There's not much about her on the internet. Apparently, the apex of her career was the pedophilia circles she busted around 2003. And there are dozens of articles about that, but nothing about her personal life or other achievements. Apparently, she left the force sometime after 2006, but there are no mentions on the whys and the hows. Which is, we knew that.
Yeah. Dr. Carter. See, before...
Rutherford. I feel like doing the accent is like getting caught in my throat today. Like
it's me. It's the lips. I realized. Well, okay, this is a total tangent that I'm totally going to cut out of the video, but I realized as I was looking at the video and watching myself speak once in a while, which I don't really look at myself in the mirror very often, but what was it last year about this time I got a palsy thing or whatever. The left side of my face got paralyzed, and I had to wear an eye patch because I couldn't close my eye or anything like that, right? So I went with like this, you know, pirate look or whatever, just for shits and giggles. And what I'm realizing as I'm watching the videos is that the left side of my face is permanently slightly paralyzed. I don't have full range like I used to. Because I'm seeing myself smile or talk and it's only out of the right side of my mouth. The left side is actually slightly shut down still. It's not very pronounced, but I noticed it after watching it, you know, because I don't watch myself on videos or anything very often. So, anyway,
I hadn't noticed. Interesting.
Yeah, it just makes me realize.
Obviously, you would.
I would. I mean, I guess I did. Anyway, it's very subtle, but I notice it in any case. You'll see. Right. You'll see the left side of my face won't. I can't smile fully. I can't. Anyway, random tangent. It just something I noticed yesterday as I was watching it for a second. Okay, Dr. Carter Rutherford, something like that. Cool.
Oh God. Is it my turn?
I think it is. I'm going to make you read it anyway.
Yeah. You know that tracking down people is pretty much the same as hunting a wild animal. You have to study its patterns, research its environment, and plan your actions carefully. And you have already tracked down some violent preys on the streets. Armed dealers, corrupt police officers, and everything else that the underworld has to hide. Dr. Carter Rutherford will be a piece of cake. You assume that the former forensic pathologist has been living in secrecy, perhaps trying to escape from the events of his past. He may be working with a general practitioner, and if that's true, the odds are that the real deal will be naming the town in which he's currently living. Once you know the town, it shouldn't be hard to find him, as he would be a local figure. You keep in mind that if those wild assumptions are correct, you must perform a quick investigation since you need to prepare yourself to travel to Inverness. So you sit down with in your flat and commence the hunt. Firstly, you'll need a face. You perform extensive research on the internet about graduation records, and you find that Carter Rutherford graduated in medicine from the University of Bristol in 1988. And there you go, you have a face. Then you search the internet for possible family records, and you find a man named Anthony Rutherford living in Edinburgh, owner of the pub, the Hypogean. What? Hypogean?
Hypogean?
The distinct feature about this Anthony is that he has a photo with a man pretty similar to Carter. A coincidence? Possibly, but unlikely. You look for more information about this Anthony, and you find none. It seems you'll have to leave the web and enter the streets. Now you have a face and a link. Some of Carter's graduation peers could still be in touch with him, surely. But if this Anthony is indeed Carter's brother, higher sums will be at stake. Next step, the streets of Edinburgh. Look for a Hypogean's regular.
Did we actually just go there? I guess so.
We're in Edinburgh now.
Gotta love those railway tracks. Once you get on them, push the character that way. This is what they call in D&D being railroaded, where the DM just forces you down a path without asking you for your options. Like, nope, this is where the quest line goes. You're going that way. So
it's definitely, I'm sure, necessary sometimes.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, otherwise you get into lots of...
Yeah.
The tapestry starts to unravel quickly when you start pulling one thread. So, the Hypogean is a small pub on the outskirts of Edinburgh. The castle and Arthur's Seat being spectral concepts in the rainy horizon. As you step inside, you realize it is closing. A glance at the ticking clock reveals that it is 1:45. We weren't expecting the massive traffic from Glasgow to here, and it took you a while to locate this place. It seems that the regulars, a dodgy throng of drunk men, are leaving, entering the cold, damp streets. Good. Or bad? Step inside and look for Anthony Rutherford. God, I still can't get the F. Rutherford. Something like that. Yeah. That was a really R. Wait for the Hypogean to close and look for a way in.
What are we gonna find if it's closed and there's nobody in there?
Well, if nobody knows that we're in there, we can find anything we want that's inside.
Well, but we're looking for a person.
Are we?
Kind of.
I guess.
I mean, we're looking for Dr. Carl Rutherford, and then here Anthony is possibly his brother. I don't know.
I assume Anthony's either his son or like a nephew or like you said, maybe a brother or something.
I guess it's the same. Also, at the same time, this guy, either if he does know something, he's not going to want to tell us. Like,
That's kind of what I'm thinking is like, if this guy is trying to be hiding, then being asked about tips him off. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's just be sneaky.
I think sneaky. I feel like the sneaky is the we made a criminal. We might as well be criminal.
That's right.
All right.
Alrighty, let's break in.
We came at the perfect time. What are you talking about? Perfect time.
You wait on the other side of the street, witnessing the men leave the pub. The open sign turns into a forbidding closed. The place has a back door you already have acknowledged, and this back door leads to a corridor that turns and ends just beside the main entrance. It's impossible for anybody to leave the place without you knowing it. From what you can see, only Anthony Rutherford remains inside. He locks the doors, and you see the lights on the second floor for the first time. Eventually, the lights go out. You wait and wait. A bit more, you become the lone companion of the stretching windy streets. It is an entire hour since the last light went off. Anthony is presumably asleep. It's showtime!
Jazz hands!
I kind of felt like the movie The Mask just then.
Oh, The Mask? Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Showtime.
It's
I had a
time
feeling that
to
you would.
party. P-A-R-T. Why?
Why?
Because I've gotta. To break into the pub house is an easy task. The lockpick was but a waste of your precious time. A few seconds and the back door is freely open. Once inside, you feel the silence grasping at your throat, inciting your feet to make noises. Next step, reconnaissance. How will you learn about the Hypogean and the Rutherford brothers? Oh, okay, so it is. Maybe you were right. I just didn't catch that they were brothers. Look for Anthony and threaten him. Oh my god. Let's do the quietly searching place. I don't feel like our character is going to be the let's kneecap him and then ask him questions person.
Like, at least start with some quiet investigation. My gosh.
I foresee myself playing this again in the future where I actually make like a character who's like this rough and tumble, you know, like bruiser kind of guy, and he just goes in and starts kneecapping people. It's like, dude.
All right, tell me what I need to know before you die.
It's like, where's your brother? Where is she? You know, doing the Batman voice.
You went to the main area of the pub, all the lights off. The furniture is turned into shadowy, confluent forms. Steal money from the cash register. Check the drawers for documents. Inspect the tables and the counter. Go upstairs, leave. Why would we find any, other than like the picture of them, like what else would we find in the pub?
Right.
Like where all the, I mean, like we can still look, but like,
yeah.
How weird would it be if he just kept like birth certificates and stuff in a drawer in the pub?
Right. I mean, maybe he has a pic. Like in my mind, all he probably has is like a picture of like the family or something. So basically, what we've already found. But I mean, we can check, I guess.
Yeah. Whatever. Let's check.
Let's check, and we're here. There are only bills and finance sheets. It appears that he keeps the personal stuff somewhere else. Shocker. Inspect tables and...
Yes, shocker.
Let's check the counter. I think the counter's not a terrible idea. Maybe he's got a gun. Oh, maybe we could get an extra gun. Yes!
Extra, because you're assuming we have one?
If we're a criminal that doesn't have a gun, we're a sad criminal, okay? Especially a lady criminal. A lady criminal really needs to have a gun. I would say that a lady probably should have a gun on them anyway. I'm Canadian and don't have like, you know, concealed carry laws here or anything, but still totally agree with the Second Amendment in the States. So inspect the tables and the counter.
There's nothing unusual about them. The tables are roughly cleaned and the... What?
Sorry! I apparently stole stuff. I clicked on the screen by accident and it would hit the next and I stole stuff. I was going to steal it anyway, but still.
That's so funny.
To basically say what wasn't said, we found nothing and then I stole stuff.
Stole stuff out of the cash register. 275 euros to be precise.
Managed to grab some money for yourself. Unfortunately, the old register makes a metallic, acute noise.
Time to go upstairs.
I guess. Hopefully Buddy doesn't hear us making the noise, because I assume I opened the drawer and went, Let's find out! As you slowly walk upstairs, you learn that these damned steps are old. Crack, crack, crack. They wail like crystallized demons even if you are careful. On the upper floor, there's a hall leading to a corridor with 3 doors. Inspect the first, second, third door or inspect the hall?
Is there any way to guess which one is the one he went into? I don't think there is.
I would
We
say
don't have any.
maybe the hall would give us some hints. I don't know.
Yeah. Definitely inspect the hall first.
Yeah.
You spend some minutes looking for details and potential clues, but it's useless. There's nothing to be found here.
The fact that they give us the option to inspect it again is weird.
Yeah. We can just do the first door. I'm assuming they get farther away, and
Bedroom on the...
I'm also assuming that if we saw the lights go off from the... Wait, I don't know, where was she watching from?
Front of the building, probably.
But she could see
We went
people
to the
leaving out the back.
It's not... Yeah, it doesn't give us enough details to deduce, so let's just go to the first door and see what happens. It is closed. The wooden door seems to be quite old.
Exciting.
Let's just inspect the other two just before we do anything. Find that the second door is closed, the wooden door beaten and uneven.
Alright.
Interesting. The third door. Ah, this wooden door is ajar. It seems to lead to Anthony's room, but it is too dark for you to fetch any details. Okay, so doors open. Ajar.
I feel like we probably don't want to start off with Anthony's room.
Yeah. Let's do the second one.
Because it's beaten.
Yeah, and it might not make as much noise. Maybe? Because the old wooden doors, they tend to swell and they're really loud. Let's, I don't know. I'm probably pulling that out my ass personally, but yeah.
That's fine.
In my mind, something that's beaten up, probably doesn't have as much surface area to get noisy. I don't know. I'm deducing, okay?
Or it could be warped and make even more noise.
Probably.
Open up the second door, revealing an office. It must be there that Anthony Redford stores his documents. After a quick look around, you manage to find a useful piece of information between bills, notepads, and forgotten dreams. A postcard from Carter. Among the "Dear brother, it has been so long" stuff, you find that Carter writes that he is quite enjoying his new life there. While he doesn't exactly tell where is, you can see that on the image of the postcard depicts the Donatar Castle. It is dated November 2015.
It won't let us leave.
2016?
It is 2016, yeah.
Okay.
So, at least a few months ago. So he's probably there. Why? I don't want... We found our information. Let's get the hell out of here.
Nope.
It won't let me. I'm inspecting the hall. Screw these. Fuck. Fine, we're going
to the first room.
I guess. I don't want to get our head caved in.
Crack! Too much for a silent procedure. The door reveals a simple bathroom. Upon inspection, there's nothing unusual about it.
Why would we inspect the guy's bedroom when we have... whatever. I don't want to get hit with a ballpoint hammer again, okay?
I know, right?
Into the third room. God, okay, yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. As you are about to enter the room, the door immediately shuts in your face and you hear the noise of a lock turning. Get out of here! I'm calling the police! The wanker must have woken up with a noise. What will you do? Fucking leave.
Kick the door open!
Leave. We're leaving. No, we're not.
Kick the door open!
No, we're not kicking the door. I need to find your
Open
brother.
This or I'm
it's
gonna
for
kill
his own
you.
good. Open this thing or I'll kill you. No, we're leaving. Fuck that.
You think she's gonna leave?
She's got the information. Why would she stay? She's got the money that she stolen. She's not going to just wait for the police.
Okay, that's fair enough. I guess we do have
We have enough.
Where to go?
We have enough. You want to stay?
I want to kick a door down.
Holy shit! This B&E got really out of control. Break it and enter turns into a murder.
trying to kill
destroying public property. You know, it's like, look, $250, $75, whatever we got. You know,
The door broke on its own.
that's small chump change. Especially in Europe, they're never going to prosecute anybody for $275. It was like, oh, you know, slap on the wrist, give them the money back. Okay, no problem. Anyway.
Let's go. Oh, you get out of the hypogean. It takes some minutes for you to return to your vehicle, and then you drive back to Glasgow, the silent Scottish night consuming the living beings. And you leave with the information you wanted. You're inside your flat in Glasgow. All right.
I didn't know I was playing with somebody who's so bloodthirsty.
Do you remember me killing you in Goose Goose Duck?
That's true. That's true. You posted that clip on TikTok, but it didn't have any sound on it.
I know. Because I was doing other stuff while I was editing it, and so I muted it for a minute. And then I forgot to turn the sound back on.
Gotcha.
And I didn't realize it would literally mute the clip.
I had forgotten
completely.
what it was, so I like saw it and I was like, oh, where's the sound? Like, did I say anything? Because obviously I was in the moment.
Yeah, you did.
And then I went back to your VODs and looked at it. I was like, oh my god. Of course,
yeah.
I'm being a silly bastard.
Yeah, I had to delete it because I was like, there's no sound.
You definitely have to put that one back up. That was fun.
I will. That's the plan.
It's good. Anyway, go check out her VODs on the Goose Duck. That's fun.
Do we continue to go after Dr. Carter Rutherford now?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. I think we need to do that before we go to
we
Invernock.
definitely, I mean, we didn't just, break into the place for nothing.
Mm-hmm. I feel like when we go to Invernock, we're going to be locked in too.
You consider the information that you gathered in order to pinpoint the location of Dr. Carter Rutherford. He sent a postcard which depicted Donatar Castle, St. Andrews, Dumfries, Stonehaven, Paisley.
The hell does that mean?
Those are the different locations near Are we deducing here? Yeah, let me just see. Let's do books and documents. Let's do case notes.
Sorry. I was gonna say I looked it up and I have a possible guess, but anyways.
I think it's the first option personally, but I don't know.
I don't remember what order it was in.
You started investigating about Dr. Rutherford, the man who performed the autopsy. Eventually found out the current location, went after him. What?
Huh?
Is it St. Andrews? Is that what you think? Oh.
I just looked at the castle and its address is in Stonehaven.
Oh. Give me a second. I'm just curious.
Oh, wait, but it also does say... I also see something that says St. Andrews, Donatar Castle tour. I'm like... but the address is technically in Stonehaven, so I don't know.
Okay, I'm just going to look at books and documents for a second here.
Okay.
Read a document, maybe? Nope. Read a book. We could read these.
Books.
Let's read this just because I'm just curious.
Yet, so. Blood pattern analysis, theory and practice. Do you want to read it, or read it out loud, or?
I'll summarize.
Okay.
I'll just speed read it here.
It too.
Basically, the development of crime scene and blood pattern investigation.
A little summary prequel of the book. Stain morphology.
Sure. Oh, this guy went out of control when he wrote this.
This is about shapes of the stains and stuff like that, which we talked about a bit.
Passive stains, circular round. I actually kind of know a lot about this, so.
Mm-hmm.
Passive stains are basically stuff that are like, little drips and everything like that, or gather large circles. Elliptical is like, obviously there's motion in it. So cast off stains are like that. Mr.
Makes
Haze,
sense.
very small bits, so there's like usually high impact involved, that kind of thing.
I definitely stuff that like I'm already familiar with, but I couldn't give you a class on it and explain it like this.
Right. I wouldn't be able to use the
necessarily.
proper terminology for all of it, but I could
Yeah.
give you the gist of the concepts, which is, yeah. So biochemistry and physiology. Physiology. Blood sometimes could be a non-solid organ in the human body. Liquid and solid. So basically what an amount of blood is in person, how it's described, how it functions, veins, arteries, etc., etc. Obviously, arteries are much nastier to get hurt. Why? Because they expel blood very quickly. It's a good time. Okay.
Loss.
Blood and weapons. Where there is a violent crime, there is blood. General rules. Like it. Pass for cast off parts, motion of the victim, crimes, carried weapons of kinetic energy, stores. So yes, basically there are different patterns and stuff that come from weapons that usually have some kind of blood cast off. Cool. All right. Well, hopefully that's something useful for later on. I don't know if actually reading these helps us, but this one we might actually want to read. I'm not sure.
Celtic Religion and Society. This book provides the reader with a wide range of knowledge regarding cultural and religious aspects of the Celts. Quick and remarkable facts about these legendary people who inhabited areas spanning from Spain to Scotland will be delivered in a sequential, easy-to-grasp format. Contents of these books are divided as such. So, society, religion, and Druidism, Celtic deities, human sacrifice. Ooh, all the way to human sacrifice.
Good old human sacrifice. Love it. Let's just jump to that right away. Clearly, that's what we're interested in. Human sacrifice. 1. Roman and Greek authors affirmed that the Celts performed human sacrifices as a regular religious procedure. It is to be stated that human sacrifice was intrinsically different from murder, with different rites and purposes. Criminals and thieves were often the victims of sacrificial rituals. The Celts believed that the gods were more appeased by the sacrifice of outlaws. That doesn't bode well for us, by the way.
Yeah.
Druids were often appointed as the performance of human sacrifice. The most common form of sacrifice was death through fire. Not so fun. She's a witch! Anyway, victims were burned alive, and it was believed that the ashes and smoke contained the essence of the dead. The major sacrificial rite occurred once each 5 years. Giant divine imageries, wow, that was good, were constructed in vines and wood, and a great number of sacrificial victims were encaged inside these monumental structures. The purpose of human sacrifice was that of obtaining fertility, wealth, and life. It was believed that the gods would preserve the plantations and make the population thrive through the difficulties. Which one do you want to go from? Deities, religion.
I mean, I'm interested in society because it's kind of broad.
I like the sociological aspect.
Much of what is known of the early organizations of the Celts were first revealed in the 19th century through modern archaeology. Although Celtic tribes occupied parts of continental Europe, there are traces of Celts having lived in Austria and Germany, for example. Traditions such as folklore, songs, and mythology are better preserved parts in parts of the United Kingdom, especially in Scotland and Ireland. The Celts were described by Greek philosophers and historians as having a remarkable military organization. The Celts were profoundly heterogeneous. In fact, they were composed of independent and awfully rival tribes who shared common social and cultural traits. This was usual for Celtic clans and tribes for their own to have their own I can't talk iconographies. Kilts, for example, were a feature of Scottish Celts that related to which clan a person belonged. The Celts experimented on different forms of political structure, where tribes were sedimented on kinship, and the family was one of the higher concepts for the clan. Tribes were often led by a king, and Celt oligarch, yeah,
Oligarchies.
oligarchies,
Yeah.
yeah, are reported to have existed, especially in regions of Roman influence. Although different historians do not completely agree on the exact composition of social classes in Celtic groups, being this is also due to their heterogeneity. It is believed that there were three main groups of classes: druids, warriors, and leaders, workers, and slaves. The more I read, the more everything just like started to mean less and less, and I started to not be able to read.
It's all good. No, I thought you did good. It's a good job. I'm just curious about the religion in Druidism.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because I've actually never really studied too much about it personally, so I'm just curious what they have to say. I have the concept in my head, but yeah. Druids were not mere priests. Besides their evident role as a spiritual guides, they were also responsible for the creation and application of law, poetry and songwriting, physical healing, and general guidance. Druidism was also associated with astrology, astronomy, and rudimentary science. The monolith formations erected by the Celts were enrooted in Druidic knowledge. Druids could ask for considerable sums of currency for their works. It is reported that Druids could be wealthier than the clan leaders themselves. There were annual meetings where Druids would hear what the people had to say and offer them guidance and help. These meetings were scheduled according to astral knowledge and to the position of the stars in the sky. Druids kept themselves away from war and were exempt of war taxes. The path to become a druid was extensive and intrinsically hard. Students had to master different aspects of druidic knowledge, ranging from law to poetry. It is reported that the preparation to become a druid could be as long as 20 years. Sounds about right. Druids did not register their rites and formulas anywhere. They believed that true knowledge was verbal and that it was inappropriate to write down their traditions. Last one.
Mm-hmm. Celtic religion was
Polytheistic?
and nature-driven. Many deities were Why are there so many big words? That's too much right now.
Why are brains not working with verbs?
It doesn't help also, like, the higher up it is. My light's right there. Many deities were anthropomorphic.
I don't know if that's actually a word. I know anthropomorphic is.
Right, exactly. That's why you throw in the zoo, and I'm just like, huh? Celts had natural temples. Nature itself was considered sacred. It was common to perform religious rituals in forests and mountains. Wait, fountains? Anyways, some trees were regarded as being guarded by fairies, and different types of trees were associated with specific powers and capacities. When describing Celtic deities, the Roman referred to their own pantheon like Mercury and Jupiter. This may imply that the characteristics attributed to gods were analog to those attributed by the Romans to their gods, and as an extension by the Greeks. Isis was their god of justice, and criminals were hanged on oaks and eviscerated in front of temples in the name of this deity. Cernunos?
Cernunos?
The horned
Something like that. Yeah.
god was the Celtic god associated with life, wealth, wild animals, and the underworld. That's a lot. It is commonly depicted as an anthropomorphic figure with the antlers of a stag. Rhiannon was a resolute and intelligent deity associated with wealth, generosity, and political strategies. it is told that Rhiannon chose Pyle,
Will, maybe?
Prince of Dyfed,
Dyfed?
as her consort. Together, the couple had a son, the hero Pryderi.
Dairy?
Later in life, as a widow, Rhiannon marries Manawydan, a member of the British royal family.
Oh.
There is a form of Celtic Christianity which surged in parallel to the expansion of the religion of Jesus in Europe. This main missionary figure in Celtic Christianity was Saint Patrick, known as the Apostle of Ireland. All these names, just like, I'm dying.
And that's where you get St. Patrick's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting one. Okay, well, interesting, I guess.
I guess now we continue on. Wait, did we look at Alexander's files yet?
No, I don't think so.
Us?
Let's just
Do we
double check
want to
here.
right now?
Well, let's just quick breeze. I'm just curious if they're different at all.
Yeah, if there's anything new in it.
Check the printed screen. That seems new.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Oh, shoot.
Ugh,
it's so bright.
So bright. Look, I got the ring light already, man. Come on.
Yeah, look at me. I look like a ghost.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
Okay. Anonymous, what is it? 21st of July, 2014? Friday?
Mm-hmm.
So I work at the Belford Hospital at Fort William. There was this Allynx girl who got kidnapped or something recently. I was not a part of the team who examined her boyfriend, but I got to hear some really freak things about it. So the assistant doctor was saying to a nurse that the head wounds the guy received were not exactly the ones released to the press. Apparently his wounds could not explain his fainting. They did a CT on the guy just to make sure, and there was no blood or signs of concussion or anything like that. And the cut was more like a bruise, probably not hard enough to make someone faint right away. Well, I have no proof of that, and this was just speculation. Hit me hard, fams. Okay.
What?
I'll let you.
Look at that.
That was weird.
It's the same stuff right there.
Yeah, that was weird. You made me look at all that white text for white background for nothing.
I know, right? Oh God, my gosh, that's so true.
Straight talk about waking me up. Okay, newspaper clippings. Let's see if there's anything new. Oh, there's a couple more. Check, it is the best thing that could happen to this town from the Highland Informer, October 13th, 2010. Well, let's just go through
chronologically.
You want to do chronological? Okay.
Well, yeah, the bottom two are the ones that we had read before, right?
Right. This one is the most recent.
Yeah, or the most recent after them, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
On the McLeod's house conundrum from the Highland Informer, February 2027 or 2007. What? Oof. So like a year after
thereabouts.
They died. By Jane Clyde. Closure on the McLeod's house conundrum. It is still discussed whether to consider the deaths of the McLeod's house occurred last year in Invernoch to be or not a case closed. Solid arguments are pointing to different conclusions, and the verdict, although officially settled by the police, is still up to debate. According to the official version of the facts, the GP, Gordon MacLeod, assassinated his wife, Joanne MacLeod, by stabbing her abdomen with a cutlet knife, and then jumped out of the upper floor window and killed himself. This version is still contested by family members such as Alexander Patterson, brother of the deceased woman. When searched for interview, Alexander refused to expose his thoughts. Aspects on the case that have originated discussions are listed below. It is debatable whether Gordon had a motive to kill Joanne. According to acquaintances, Gordon had no signs of depression and never had suicidal thoughts. His friends and patients described him as a passionate, reasonable man. Gordon's body, as depicted by the police, was found laterally placed in relation to the upper floor window. Someone possibly moved the body? Gordon's clothes were not stained with blood. And what do you think? And what do you think? Oh, gosh.
Interesting.
Was I muted that time for you the whole time?
Nope, I heard you just now.
Okay.
Like reading the
Gotcha.
article, I mean? Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, alright.
I got you. I would have told you if I just heard like a dead, yeah. My usual is a little clear of the throat. It's like
yeah, I think I would notice that.
Not that clear, obviously, but yeah. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hello. Anyway, so
hey. Yeah, something real subtle like any of those.
If I start grabbing my phone and doing something like this.
So are you gonna like Morse code it?
It's like I'm awake.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god. Okay. Sorry. I don't know why I went off on that weird tangent there. All right, now let's go to
No worries.
check.
2010 is next?
It is the single best thing that could happen to this town. From the Highland Informer, October 13th, 2010.
Ooh.
Best thing, got them tents and lawn chairs out. It's a good time. After months of negotiating and planning, there is groundbreaking news for technological education in Argyllshire. With courses available for 2011 intake, the Blair Lemannock College will unite the prospect of quality education with local needs for fishing and coastal technology. The college will offer mainly technological courses, and graduates are expected to be at the forefront of Scottish industry. The institution will be located in Invernock, Argyllshire, and a campus extension in Fort William is already being discussed. A picturesque site with many geological singularities, including the unique Sean Loch, subject for many geological and marine studies to date, Invernock is expected to bloom culturally and demographically. It is the best thing that could have happened to this town, states Amelia. Oh, sorry. Okay, seriously. We could not possibly have guessed that another Amelia.
Another Amelia. We got an Emma, we got an Amelia. The Amelia, I know, of course, we made up.
Yeah.
Well, you did look up popular Scottish names, so I mean, like, sure.
That's fair enough. But still, out of the list of people that we could have chosen, we chose Amelia.
That was a name in this story specifically. Yeah.
If there is a river, if there is a woman named River in this in this freaking story, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm quitting. I'm done.
Yeah.
Anyway. States Amelia Munn, a young lady who took the chance to open the first club Invernock ever saw, The Sweet Revenge. Well, that sounds totally not sketchy. Maybe she just broke up with her husband and stole all his money in the divorce and spent it on a bar. That's my story.
On a bar. Wait, did she buy a bar or did she drink everything out of a bar? What do you mean?
Right? I mean, does it have to be either or?
Yes, that's fair. She was the dealer and the provider.
That's right. That's right.
User.
Okay, let me try. I assumed it was a male talking, so I'll do a female Scottish. We are expecting a whole new influx of people, and surely these folks would contribute to our culture and lives. Invernock will finally enter the 21st century. That felt a little bit more Irish, sorry.
It reminded me of something, but I'm not sure what it was.
I don't even know. The Blair Lemnock College...
Oh! You reminded me of Miss Doubtfire! Sorry!
I had my headphones up a little loud, so it's just...
Sorry.
Here I am just reading an article.
I got really excited because I realized you sound like Miss Doubtfire.
I have to watch it now. I'll have to watch it. Not at all, dear. Something like that.
It's exactly like the voice that Robin Williams uses. Oh my god.
Hello, Ooh.
Oh my god! Whoa, everything's blurry.
Good times, good times.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Those are just
Oof.
the tear. Those are just the tears rolling down your cheeks. Don't worry about it. All right, let me try this again.
That was great.
I have no idea where it was. Okay,
Yeah, the Blair.
the Blair Lemnock College constitutes a project almost entirely funded by David Lennox, a shareholder who owns stocks in Scottish oil extraction companies and fishing industry. A business visionary, he currently lives in London with his wife and children, having a family history deeply rooted in Scotland. He is the grandson of Blair Lemnock, one of the central figures in the establishing oil extraction in Scotland's shoreline. It is a great opportunity for Scottish people to claim their own resources. This will be a project directed for the many generations to come. Anyway, I don't know why I've been doing the Scottish accent the whole time.
I just let you go.
Oh, there you go. The college staff will be composed of reputed specialists such as Dr. Teresa Dunbar, who was nominated as the head of the Institute of Marine Science and Engineering. Born and raised in Invernock, she completed her master and PhD education in the University of Liverpool. It is such a great pleasure to be here in Invernock again. I think it would feel like a homecoming, but this is just something else. You just can't get it. You just can't get Robin Williams in your head. You know, I get you.
Now I can't know.
I get you. It's good. I need to actually come up with like some lines to hear. I don't know. I've never really watched Mrs. Doubtfire more than a few times, so I don't know a lot of the lines off the top of my head. Otherwise, I'd actually give a good try. So I need some lines from the movie.
I can't quote anything from it either.
Best lines from Mrs. Doubtfire. I'm just curious.
We're really doing good on going off on tangents today.
Totally. It's, you know what? We're going with it anyway. I'll probably cut it out later and, stitch them together in something quick. Anyway. Oh, dear Miranda, wake up and smell the coffee. Can't you see the lust in that man's eyes? It's too soon, dear. Really. Something like that? I don't know.
Pretty close, yeah.
Pretty close.
There's a little bit more airiness that you were doing earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
But that's God, it's so funny. Okay.
I thought I'd try and get it out of your system a little bit.
Yeah, but not a bad idea.
It's not going to happen, but that's okay. That's okay. The following that's good. The following courses will be available. At the Blair Lemnock College starting next year. Marine Science, Bachelor of Science and Honors, and Marine Science, or Masters of Science, and Masters of Science. Marine Engineering. I don't know half of these things. Anyway, Engineering Systems, Nautical Science, Computer Science, available in 2013. Computing Bachelor Science, available in 2013. Okay. Last one.
Already.
2014. 2 years ago.
Oh.
Ooh.
Mysterious kidnapping around Ben Nevis from the town crier. June 14th, 2014. Already. By Ellen Lastigue. It has been a nightmarish week for the Allynx family. Parents, brothers, acquaintances, and volunteers desperately in search for the missing Elizabeth Allynx, a 21-year-old shopkeeper who was last seen on the 6th Saturday. She went camping with her boyfriend, Siraj, and disappeared during the night. Amy Craig, a worker at the Allynx shop, and a colleague and friend of Elizabeth, claims to have seen her around 7 a.m. This was due to the fact that Elizabeth stopped at Amy's flat to hand her the keys and notes to the shop. According to Amy's statement, Elizabeth drove out of Fort William with her boyfriend around 8 a.m. with her family vehicle, a black Ford Focus. The couple went for Ben Nevis, the tallest peak in the British Isles. Elizabeth's boyfriend, Siraj Abdu, a 24-year-old graduate in English and film studies, states that they had a lovely day walking around Ben Nevis. Some witnesses confirm his version of the facts. They were always together, and their camp was set around 6 p.m. It was during the night, however, that things became terrifying. The couple turned into victims of a probable kidnapping. The following box will summarize the events as told by Siraj. His statement was supported by evidence collected at the scene and by medical examination of his wounds. A. Siraj and Elizabeth were sleeping inside their tent where they heard crackling noises outside. He got up and went out to check. It was probably sometime between 2:10 and 2:30 a.m. Outside the tent, Siraj got hit on the back of his head and lost consciousness. Police inquiries and medical legal examination assumed the assault weapon must have been a bat or a wooden pole. Sometime later, around 10 minutes, Siraj wakes up and finds the tent empty. There are no traces of Elizabeth. He promptly calls Police Scotland. When searching the area, officers of Police Scotland found a vial of ketamine hydrochloric acid with some substances left. It was located approximately 22 yards away from the couple's tent. And right next to it, there were tire marks on the ground. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Elizabeth Allynx, please contact Police Scotland. I know that's hydrochloric acid, but like I don't like I've never seen it next to the ketamine.
I was thinking maybe it means ketamine hydrochloride or something like that. But
I mean HCl is the
hydrochloric acid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know ketamine is a knockout drug. That's what they shoot up. That's like a horse tranquilizer.
I guess they mix it with acid. Not acid isn't the drug, acid.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, I guess.
I don't know enough about that kind of thing, but it just caught me off guard.
Very vaguely understand it. Yeah, I'm not a chemist, so. I did hit.
I am, but I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. I don't deal in pharmacology or anything like that.
There you go. Yeah, the proper word for it. Jeez, a little bit more. Okay. Okay, we didn't. Let's do printed sheets, I guess. Yeah. These printed sheets constitute a post-mortem. Wow.
Oh.
Post-mortem examination report.
We have read this before.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. This was.
Yeah, we've read these. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
The report is the police report.
That's right. Yeah, and death, suicide. Yeah. Okay. Check the report file. Do we have this before? Oh, yeah.
What the heck is this?
This is the
oh, okay, yeah,
the crime scene, yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah, we've seen all that. Okay. Good. Return to game.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm like yelling in your ears, am I not?
I turned it down. I just was like, you got so excited. It's like, yes.
I remember
that's where
what we were doing.
There's a reason why we went on a break, okay? We were like down here and now we're up here and everything's fine.
I still my best guess is Stonehaven, but you want to guess the first one, and I did find St. Andrews in regards to the Dunatar Castle. I don't know.
Let's do Stonehaven because that's what your research shows. So we'll go there. But when it's St. Andrews and I'm right, then you have to say, okay, you were right. And that's what we'll do.
Alrighty, sure, right. Okay.
Stonehaven is a small town in Aberdeenshire. It lies on Scotland's northern coast. The town's primary industries are marine services and tourism, with Dunatar Castle a local landmark, bringing in a large number of tourists every year. Is this the place where Dr. Rutherford is currently living? I think so. I'm going to say yes, because I think you're right, probably. I'm hoping.
I wish we could look back at the
letter
that we found.
I'm just not sure.
Find it on the bod!
Let's find out. Oh, okay.
Okay, Dr. Carter Rutherford is currently living in Stonehaven, and you head there as soon as you pin the destination in your map. It is a few hours' drive from Glasgow, northeastward towards the Highlands, and the ominous solitude follows you throughout the travel. The dark green landscapes are obfuscated, obfuscated
Obfuscated,
by
yep.
yeah by tangible fog. Okay, it's going downhill. And the constant noise of the windshield becomes eventually tiresome. You arrive at Stonehaven with a few hours of sunlight, that grayness which is barely more visible than in the nighttime ahead of you. A quick visit to the only clinic in town tells you that indeed Dr. Carter is one of the 2 physicians that work here, but he is currently at home. It's not hard for you to locate the house where he lives in a neighborhood called Westfield Park. Dang, she's good.
She is good. And you were right. I apologize.
You don't have to apologize.
Good job. Your
Thanks.
detective skills and memory are superior to my own. I concede to the master.
Cool.
You stand in front of Carter's house, the icy drizzle falling on you. Press the buzzer, knock on the door, call for him. Carter! Carter Rutherford! Get out here now!
Who the heck are we now?
Walk around his house. Yeah. I don't know. I was just being random.
My thought is like, oh, can we call for him like it's an emergency? He's a doctor. What if we say someone's dying and then we bring him to a room and we lock him in there and then we interrogate him?
That sounds great. Actually, I love this plan. I love this plan.
I don't think they're gonna give us that option though.
It's to be cool.
I'm pressing the buzzer first, I guess.
Okay.
Unless you want to walk around the house first. Try to get his attention. Make sure he doesn't have any escape routes.
I like the idea of sleuthing, you know?
Yeah.
Pink Panther. Dun-dun, dun-dun,
Get the
dun-dun,
information
dun-dun, dun-dun.
before.
Yeah, you know, what if he's like, maybe he's got a victim in there and she, you know, he's...
Like I said, I don't want him to have an escape plan and get away.
Right. Let's walk around the house.
Yeah.
You take your time to discreetly walk around Carter's house. It is a residence lacking any distinguishing features, and the doors and windows seem to be closed from inside, which would be appropriate given the current weather and temperature. You notice that the tiny garden appears to be a tangled, mossy carpet. There are no external decorations on the house. The vehicle parked by the street is an Audi A1, which has seen some years. A practical man, this Carter Rutherford. Okay.
Cut his tires.
Jesus. Just slashing tires, stealing money out of registers. I love this chick. She's fun.
You did that.
You know, we can sit here all day arguing about who stole what, when, and how. Or we can just press the buzzer.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't, but you can.
Yeah, you know, vicariously.
You wait by the house entrance until you hear footsteps steadily approaching the door. The physician opens it. It is a short, blonde man with a wrinkled face that should make him seem at least a decade older. Yes, his voice is a conflicting river of tiredness and suspicion. The moment he realizes he has never seen your face before, the suspicion overwhelms the tiredness. What can I help you with? I'm investigating the McLeod's murder case, happened in 2006. May I come in? I'm a hired investigator on a cold case. Thought you could give me some answers. Can we talk inside? Let me in or you'll regret it.
Let me in or your tires will be slashed.
Your house will be burned to the ground.
Right.
I don't know. I just, because we're a criminal, I kind of just want to be like, can we talk inside? And you just kind of like shove him inside and start getting into his face. Like, tell us what we need to know. Just kidding. Anyways, we don't have to do that though.
There was a comment I made earlier about the bloodlust of the person I'm reading with that surprised me, and It continues to happen, just for the record.
I mean, if I knew that that was actually the path we could go down, I would say, yeah, do that. But I don't know, just because we say, can we talk inside?
Right,
That'll
right.
happen. So, what is, yeah.
I don't mind that option. I just, yeah, I don't know if I like any of these options. I guess
Yeah,
we
I
haven't
agree.
really thought through of this. Feels like the police station all over again, where
Yeah.
my desire is to be like, oh, yeah,
That's a
I'm
knuckle
doing this
will.
thing. But yeah,
I feel like we need to. I don't know if I want to specifically mention the case, even though obviously not. We're not the culpable or whoever he's running from, right?
yeah.
Um. So I'm good with maybe just saying like I'm a hired investigator and I have some questions.
It seems like the most like honest yet obfuscating. Oh, yeah, I can use that word too. It just means like puzzling or
Yeah.
shadowy or yeah. Anyway.
I get it with the context. I can't get it with the reading it and then
That's right.
I can't do it right now.
It's good. It's good. Yeah. Let's try it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Carter makes a step back. His hand involuntarily goes for the door. He then asks you a few questions regarding your background. Who hired you? What you currently know about the McLeod's murder case? What cases you were involved with in the past? By the doorstep, you are questioned and questioned until he feels minimally confident about letting you in. About his questions,
I'm surprised that he's asking us. Like he's not just shutting the door in our face.
Yeah. Maybe he wasn't actually like in on the murder, but he was like, if you don't say this is suicide and then get the F out of town.
Yeah.
And he like,
Maybe he doesn't really know much. He just was scared and ran away. I don't know. The only thing I worry about answering him truthfully is if we tell him, do they come and kill him? I don't think it would hurt us necessarily to tell him the truth.
yeah, do we really care that much? Like, he's got an arsenal.
No, yeah. No, I don't really care at all.
So answer him truthfully?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not, I mean, I don't know. I don't think we're that empathetic. I still think we would potentially lie, but I just don't know what the lie, like, how are we lying
I
is
know,
my issue.
right?
Like, am I
Like,
lying
this is a
about
lot.
it was aliens. The aliens told me that, the McLeods, weren't killed. And, like, I don't know what the lie is.
Are we lying that we're a reporter again or something like that?
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
so-
what is the lie?
I think we just go with the truth and see what happens.
I know what we're saying if we say the truth. Very well, he says, making room for you to enter his house. I will answer what you ask about the case. Just, I really don't want any trouble. Follow him to the living room, where he asks you to sit on a chair. He sits across the round wooden table and lays his tired eyes on you. I won't ask if you want coffee or tea. Let's go straight to the matters here, and then you're off. Just enlighten me. What do you exactly want from me? You state your business clearly. You demand answers on the autopsy of the McLeod couple. An underlying tension wanders through his eyes. Carter Rutherford starts his story, shifting his gaze between you and the blank, damp ceiling of his solitary home. So, where can I begin with? Well, as you've perhaps figured out, I was the coroner responsible for examining the McLeod couple, and just the thing. He straightens himself on the seat. There is a reason why I'm a GP here, and not a forensic pathologist anymore. I want to get away from this forever. Never to be linked to that shit. I don't have evidence for what I'm going to say, and if someone asks me about it, police or not, I didn't tell you shit. Ever. Also, I've never seen your face before me. You're happy with that? Yes, you can count on me. As long as you tell the truth, I can't promise anything.
I like
I
that.
don't think we.
I like as long as you tell the truth.
Yeah, either the first two I'm good with. Yeah, because I don't think we need him after this, so that's fine.
Yeah.
And it's understandable.
Yeah. Seems like what you'd say.
Yeah, as long as you tell the truth.
As long as you tell me the truth, then I don't have any reason to remember you.
Yeah, really.
He curls his lips and raises an eyebrow. Of course I'll tell you the truth. Look at me. I'm not a young chap. I have no time for playing and pretending anymore. Hear Carter's story.
Carter leans back and speaks slowly, as if analyzing every word that comes from his mouth. It was 2006. I worked with the police. Police Scotland didn't exist then. As a forensic pathologist in Argyllshire. When I first heard about the MacLeod's murder case, I was requested to examine the body of Gordon MacLeod and only his. Before you can ask anything about this remark, Carter raises his hand to stop you, sighs, and closes his eyes for a few minutes. Then he proceeds with the narrative. Yes, I know that my name appears on the as the author of both autopsies, but let me make this clear. I've never seen Joanne's body, nor do I know who did her autopsy. It wasn't me. I was leaving the morgue late at night, just after finishing my report on Gordon, when I was grabbed by some strange men wearing hoods. They gave me a folder with 2 fake autopsies. At least Gordon's was fake. There was no way for me to know about Joanne's. They threatened me and said that I should transcript the content of the document and then sign and deliver it as if it were my own. They made me give them the originals. They said that if I told anyone about it, they would kill me and everyone I cared about. You start to question yourself whether he speaks the truth at all. Isn't this story too far-fetched? I know it's not. We know.
We know.
Or it's likely not. Not that it couldn't still be a lie, but it's not far-fetched.
We're the detectives.
Yeah. What did your original report on Gordon say? Can you tell me anything else about the people who threatened you? Have you ever seen these men again? Have you told anyone about that? Or finish the conversation. I guess. What did the original report say, right?
Yeah, let's prioritize here. I think that's probably the best one. Mm-hmm. He looks at you suspiciously for a moment, as if considering how telling this could endanger him. Eventually, he seems to decide that it's worth it. Perhaps he's been waiting to get this off his chest for a long time. Gordon had a blunt injury on the side of his frontal bone, he points out, to his own forehead, illustrating his words. That almost certainly resulted from a blunt weapon. I've did many corpses with blunt weapon injuries, and I really know how to identify one. His skull was crushed in, and the right side of his face was just a mess. Yes, he also had a cervical spine fractures that the media and the fake report were all about, but there was no significant spinal cord damage. That's neurological damage. Carter sighs gloomily. The skull fracture resulted in a massive cortical damage to his brain. This most likely killed him. It was a few centimeters crushed in. You had to see it, Jesus. But the cervical fractures, it only might have killed him. And if you ask my 2 decades of being a doctor, I seriously doubt it had.
This is real interesting.
Yeah, definitely. So there was basically got his head caved in before he got thrown out a window.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Which was not reflected in anything, of course, since apparently some cultist people attacked him and made him.
Damn cultists!
God dang it.
Back at it again with the world-ending doom, faith-based psychosis and such.
So these are the other questions. Can you tell me anything else about them, or have you seen the men again?
First one seems the most pertinent.
Yeah. I can't. I was terrified. It gives me shivers up to this day. They all wore hoods so I couldn't see their faces, and it was raining heavily. All I can tell you is that whoever did the fake autopsies knew that he or she was doing. A coroner or a doctor, probably, who had prior access to Gordon's body before it left Inverloch, probably. That's good information.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're going to Inverloch next.
Yep.
I guess ask if he's ever seen them.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah. I don't know. After I thought I could just go back to my normal life, but it wasn't the case. I started to get paranoid. I felt as if people were following me everywhere, and they never approached me again, I think. There was this man once, but I don't know. I don't think he was one of them. He was a relative of the couple, I believe. I couldn't say anything to him then. I wasn't ready yet. Have you told anyone about that?
Yeah, may as well.
Yep.
I thought about releasing this all to the press anonymously, of course, but I didn't know who I could trust. I didn't know how far this conspiracy that wanted to mold what really happened in the McLeod case went. That drove me nuts. I couldn't get myself to sleep at night. I started to have nightmares about it. I felt myself as an accomplice. I couldn't get myself to sleep. Oh, wait. I had to quit my job and start moving, trying to get away from all this. For the most part, I succeeded. Carter swallows the void, and his voice starts to shake. His voice becomes darker, and the atmosphere around him seems to get heavier. Until now. Okay, that's the end of our conversation.
Poor guy.
Do we not have one more question left?
Maybe, I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
What happened?
You'll see. After a while, Dr. Carter Rutherford concludes his version of the facts. And that's why I left my job as a forensic pathologist. I knew better than to pry into this case any further. He sighs out of sorrow and fear. Since he said he has no evidence with him, you would not be able to check the facts behind all this. You would have to trust him or not. Bizarre as this story seems, you feel that his fear, his agony, the hidden emotions in his eyes, it is all real. So, this is what I have to tell you. I'd ask you to leave now. Thank him and leave. Just leave. If you lied to me, I'll come back for you. Threaten him and leave. He is deceiving you. Beat him unconscious. Or he is deceiving you. Kill him, is what made me
like... Oh my god,
I'm like,
we can kill him.
It's like,
we can kill him! Just kidding. I don't know if we need to do that. I don't think that's Amelia's MO. Beat him unconscious.
Good lord.
But think about this though. What if they find out that he told someone and then they decide to come back and they threaten him, he has to tell them about us, and then they try to come after us for that. So obviously he has to die.
So your solution is gank him. Gotcha.
I'm just saying, you know what happened last time? We've already had body count of 1.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, okay? I don't know what you want from me, but that's...
Hey, what do you want from me, huh?
I'm just playing here.
I think we thank and leave. I just think that's... I don't think our character is that much of a criminal. There's a difference between a criminal and a psychopath.
Only because you're not letting her reach her full potential.
Me? Okay, fine. I'm fine to be the angel on the shoulder. You can be the devil if you want.
Okay.
Which... I actually partly think that Allie wants me to murder somebody. It's like, oh my god.
We don't have to murder. I'm definitely saying you could at least threaten him. But at the same time, I don't want to threaten him to be like, if you lied to me, I'll come back for you. That's not what I'm worried about.
Yeah. Not everything is murder. All right.
Yeah, it could just be beating him unconscious.
Yeah, it could just be, mild assaulting, you know. You thank Dr. Carter Rutherford and leave his house. You jump into your Vauxhall Corsa and head back to the epicenter of this mystery. The words of the former forensic pathologist telling a haunting story in your head. Back to Glasgow. Get back to your...
You get back to your flat thinking on what to do next. You're inside your flat in Glasgow. Well, I got that. Do we want to call and update Alexander like we never did the first time? Or
Let's do that, yeah. That's a good plan.
it's different than we had, like
we
I
could
said,
try and call her
previous.
again as well.
Yeah.
Let's give it a try. I'm just curious if we'll get any other options.
Oh, nope, okay. Just kidding. Wrong number.
Just a ghost call for our friend.
What's your favorite scary movie?
That's right. All right.
But yeah, Alexander.
We'll do it, yeah. Tell him, he soon picks up the phone. Tell him what you've learned from Dr. Carter Rutherford.
I knew that there was something wrong. The autopsies were fake. Of course, this is big. This proves I'm not mad. But the fucker was not willing to give any proof of it. Shit. Click.
Wow. Okay.
I really like to imagine that she just, the second that she gets what she needs out of them and tells them what they need to know, she just hangs up. Like, nothing else. Guess we're going to Inverness!
Get ready to Inverness it up. Get it? Cause,
Not Inverness.
Get it? Because it's knock. Yeah. Or also,
Oh
anyway, you get it. You get it.
That is not good. Inverness it up. Bad.
Yeah, I didn't think it through. It's just, You
gather all your stuff.
You're good. Yep. Keep going.
You gather all your stuff and dump it inside your Bauhall Corsa. Soon you'll be ready to leave Glasgow towards Inverness. It will be a considerably long trip, you bet. Inverness is situated past Fort William in Argyllshire, up the western coast. You'll have to drive through the Trossachs National Park, since bypassing it would delay you for a couple of hours more. Your trip will take something between 3 to 4 hours, you ponder. The faint blue sky arises from the blackness through your flat windows. The morning slowly comes. Your stomach rumbles.
Sounds like we've been going all
I'm
day.
actually hungry right now.
Right? I need some munchies.
It's dinner time after this, so...
Fair enough.
Makes sense.
Stomach rumbles. You remember that you haven't eaten anything this morning. You could arrange a meal now or leave it for later. Somewhere on the road in order to save time.
I don't feel like I want to stop in the middle of nowhere.
I don't feel like our character would push off eating.
Yeah.
It's like if she's hungry, she would eat.
It's going to be 3 to 4 hour drive.
Yeah.
That's like too much time. I'm hungry. Let's go.
I'm hungry. Let's eat it.
You walk to your kitchen, open up the fridge, and glance over your counter. What will you eat? Nothing. A toast or two, a sandwich, last night's leftovers. Last night's leftovers seems the most filling, but quick enough.
I agree. Sounds good.
Also wasting food,
Right? I mean, especially if we don't know how long we're going to be.
Mac and cheese.
Just like, so it's like, do people like macaroni and cheese that much? I don't know. It's like, it's not like a, would you eat leftover macaroni and cheese?
I'm not a super huge fan of like leftover macaroni and cheese, but it depends. If I take the time to heat it up in like the oven, you put a little bit more like liquid in there and mix it up a little bit and throw it in the oven. Like, yeah, because it's almost the same.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I'm also not a baked mac and cheese person either. So
Yeah. Like to me, mac and cheese is like just Kraft Dinner. Do you have Kraft Dinner?
Kraft, like the company.
Right. Well, we just call it Kraft Dinner here.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But it's like Kraft macaroni and cheese. We just call it Kraft Dinner.
I'm sure she probably made that instead of like mac and cheese from scratch from a nice recipe.
I would never eat Kraft. I would never eat Kraft Dinner, like especially microwave. It's just gross. It's.
Oh, I did that before when I was like a kid, but it was not a normal thing.
Yeah. Anyway,
microwavable stuff.
I was just again. We've been on tangents. Like I have to edit a lot. This whole video is going to be me editing. Maybe I'll just put it in. I don't know, but that's good.
You gotta keep in the missed out fire part. Anyways, go ahead.
Of course, yeah. You look at the cold macaroni cheese sitting on a plate at the back of your fridge. You have almost forgotten about it, and it would turn your fridge into a graveyard during your stay in Invernock. You heat it up, and it is still not that tasty, but tasty enough for a person living alone. Thinking about the great length of your trip, you consider whether to take a sip just to even things up. What will you drink? Coffee, can of Tennant's lager, a glass of wine. You can have wine and macaroni and cheese in the morning. Wow, this chick is really single.
Yeah, true.
Or a glass of whiskey.
Drive. She's not allowed to drink before she goes and drives.
Obviously, a mug of coffee makes sense. Like,
yeah,
I can see that.
It's morning. Yeah. We haven't hardly slept. We're eating mac and cheese.
Let's just have a pint before you go. No, you're having coffee. Easy.
Yeah, what the hell?
She's a toker, not a drinker.
I'm not making us die by like getting drunk before we leave.
Feel a little woozy here. It's like
wine can make you tired too, so that's just all over bad idea.
It's true.
After eating your leftovers and drinking coffee, you walk out of your flat and enter your Valho Corsa. You set up the GPS. Invernock, Argyllshire, Scotland. Estimated travel time 3 hours 38 minutes. Oh dear me! Let's go. This had better be worth it. I hope I get back in one piece. The last investigator didn't.
One of the last two works.
Yeah.
What do you think?
This better be worth it.
This better be worth it. I kind of get that feeling too. This better be worth it.
I doubt she just believes in all the cult stuff anyways quite yet. Or that it's as deep as it probably goes, So
yeah.
She's not as worried as she should be. She's probably still mentally comfortable.
Yeah,
in her stats.
Yeah. One last thing, just to be sure. One last thing, just to be sure. Bring it on, bitches. You check your gun, concealed inside your clothes. An illegal Colt 1911. Nice. Good gun, by the way. With serial number shaved off.
I know Colts.
Classic. A token from your past. The 1911 has been around forever. Obviously,
Sounds
since
like
1911. So, and it's just a really reliable gun, from what I understand. So,
yeah, I know what a Colt usually looks like. Yeah, I don't know them enough to know the by name.
It's a nice kind of pistol. It's good. With this, this is one time that I probably won't use AI art. I will just bring up a Colt 1911 and have that in our video in the future here, because it's gonna be there. With this, your smooth talking and the hidden knife you have in your shoes, you expect to be able to deal with any problem that might arise to the surface.
I like this girl.
Badassery for the win. I'm even gonna
the hidden knife in her shoes.
I gotta have like an actual like picture where she's like sleuthing with the gun, like kind of James Bond like, but like yeah.
I could see her like holding it like in the inner pocket of her jacket or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways.
Or maybe she has like a gun holster, like you said, like it's kind of like a hidden holster or whatever. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
All set.
We're very happy with this.
We are so excited that we have a gun, because the last time we didn't have a gun. We had a piece of glass.
We had a piece of glass and a dinky knife.
Right. It's like, no. This guy had a ball.
We died, probably.
This guy had a classic hammer. And just,
this girl's a
claw
criminal.
Hammer. Right. Yeah. If it's gonna get hairy. Anyway, you good. You're good.
You drive out of Glasgow in an almost beautiful morning. It is the closest the city can get to a sunny day. Sparse clouds gathering around a weak winter sun. Gradually, the modern and urban landscapes dissolve themselves into an ice-stricken countryside. The buildings become gas stations, the flats farms, and as noon approaches, the bright morning dies into a graying and windy day.
Check the radio.
Yeah.
The constant hum of your car is your sole companion as you envision the dense woods of the Trossachs. Your Vauxhall Chorus's sound system is synced up with the music app. You decide to turn on the music or keep the sound off. She seems like a music chick.
Yeah.
You know?
She's just vibing, chilling.
Yeah, she's chilling, right?
Hope there's not a bomb ticking in her car that she's not going to hear.
Jeez. The end, next page, right?
I think of the worst case scenarios.
I love it.
Right
It's a
away.
good time. It's a good time. I get it. I'm there.
Oh. What kind of music will play? Pop, rock, indie, electronic, witch house. Sounds like awesome. What? Actually, you don't turn the music on.
I don't know. It's
what is witch house? Have you ever heard of that?
I have no
musical
idea.
genre?
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
What is witch house music?
Is it like a European thing?
Witch house is a micro genre of electronic music that is musically characterized by high-pitched keyboard effects, heavily layered bass lines, and trap style.
Oh, what?
Trap style.
I want to listen to it. I want to listen to some and see if it sounds like anything like the Hex Girls.
Oh, trap style drum loops, while it aesthetically employs occult and gothic inspired themes. I'm down.
Honestly, it sounds like I just listened to like 2 little snippets. It sounds like a Halloween version of EDM music. That like literally like music that you would put in the background of like a rave happening during Halloween.
Well, I'll find some to put in afterwards and see what happens, just because I'm curious.
Okay, well then that means we have to select it. So let's go.
Well, I just, just because it's like, maybe it's on random. She just doesn't, Maybe we would pick electronic and it just happened to pick a witch house.
Sure.
Why not?
It'll keep her. Also, it's energetic enough to keep her awake on the drive.
There you go.
You know.
Oh no. A moody, harrowing song creeps into your ears. The ghostly mood and ethereal vocal make you feel like driving in haunted woods. There's nothing more haunting than boredom, though, and this song quite saved you from this. Exactly what you said.
Yeah.
All the songs in the world wouldn't be capable of turning this trip into an exciting thing. The meandering roads of the Trossachs, whatever, with their singular beauty and the quasi-tangible loneliness, become getaways to your thoughts. You lose yourself thinking about the deeds you've done, the people you've met, and the lives you've lived. Comes to your mind the first time you had to test your skills to the limit. You remember it was a bank robbery? Oh my god, just jump in with a bank robbery. The smuggling of meth into the United Kingdom? That's pretty bad, but not as, I don't know. I don't feel like drug smuggling's that bad. It's bad, but anyway. The pursuit of a killing contract. Now that's... wow. The options here. For your first crime? Is that what this is? First time you had to test.
First time you had to test your skills to the limit. So not necessarily.
Okay,
but
to the limit.
It's the first time you had maybe like a hard case.
I feel like we could totally have taken on the smuggling thing.
I want to kill someone. Do you think she's not capable of killing someone?
As a contract killer?
As a contract killer, let me tell you what. She meets her name and she kills people. She dumps their body in river waters.
And that's where the name comes from? It's like, that's her... She's basically a serial killer for hire, that's all. It's like, the reason why her name is River Waters in the underground world is because that's literally her drop zone. When she murks somebody, it just goes into the river waters.
It writes itself.
Oh my god.
But, like, actually, if we choose that, I feel like we are it's a little different than what we've been doing. Because you didn't let me kick in a door, or even threaten the guy, okay?
I got her as... I've described her so far as a Jill of all trades. I'm not saying she couldn't kill somebody. I'm not saying she couldn't kill.
It's not her main thing, sure.
Ash
Which is why it tested her limits. I
love that Ash says toxic.
I know. What's wrong with me just wanting to make sure this girl's killed someone?
I need a pen and paper so I can make the list. Jeez. No, I'm kidding. I actually don't mind any of them, frankly. It is definitely a bit extreme, but I'll let you choose. You choose.
I don't really... The only thing is, I don't think a bank robbery sounds like something that tests her skills to the limit. So I'm good with smuggling meth. Not that I usually like to do anything involved with drugs whenever I play games, even though it's fake. But,
yeah, I mean, it's...
She's just smuggling it.
Yeah, she's only smuggling. That's right. That's why I'm like, I can see that... have you ever watched the movie Layer Cake? Probably not. It's got Daniel Craig, who played the most recent James Bond. Yeah, he's a drug smuggler basically, or he's not even really a drug smuggler. He traffics, or he deals with some of the drug stuff, and he's got like these rules where you never use your own product, and you never, you know. I feel like that's what our character would be like. It's like, oh,
for sure,
I don't mind smuggling. It's, whether it was smuggling drugs or smuggling whatever, it's like, that's the job, kind of thing. So, yeah, okay. Well, let's do it. Let's do it.
We'll smuggle meth, fine. Meet in the middle between bank robbery and killing.
I guess.
Smuggle meth.
It feels like the middle ground, yeah. Now that you said, I don't know, like, a bank robbery is still pretty nasty, but, yeah, it's...
Someone could have died.
You probably, somebody probably did die with meth, you know?
Oh, very fair.
So, it's just your 10 feet to, 10 steps divorced kind of thing. All right, go ahead.
It was you and a few of the boys, making money any way you could without having to search for a real job. To commute daily, sit idly on an office chair, that was never meant for you. Most of the boys ended up in prison, killed, but you were sharp. You didn't let your addictions get hold of you. And yes, you were eventually caught and spent some time in prison, but it wasn't because of this. It was, in a sense, inevitable. Your thoughts meandering more than the darkening roads. You crash! Something black hits the driver's window and you turn to look at it, brake, just keep watching the road, accelerate. Okay, so we didn't crash, something hit us.
Something smashed into us, yeah. Do we look? Do we keep watching the road?
Accelerate!
Yeah, I don't mind the accelerate, frankly. Let's get the hell out of here.
My first thought brings me like to the games like Until Dawn and The Quarry. It's not that, but I'm pretty sure.
Those are so good though. See, to me, that though, it's funny you mention that because that's what these games remind me of. This is a base version of those games, right? They just have a lot more graphics and artists and voice actors and stuff like that, right? So,
True.
But yeah,
We're just doing the script.
That's right. Yeah, we're doing the truncated version, the lo-fi version.
Yeah.
The low res version, maybe that's a better word.
I don't know that I want to break.
I don't know if I want
what happens if she turns.
Look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I look at it, then I'm not watching where I'm going, and then
exactly.
I don't mind the last two, so I'll let you choose.
Anybody else got any input between should we just keep watching the road or accelerate? I just, in this situation, I can't imagine just being like, oh, super focused, road.
Yeah, like, I do feel like the natural reaction would be like, what the f?
Yeah.
We could roll a dice.
Flip coin.
I actually have dice.
Yeah, you can do dice then. Sure.
Let's shoot it dice.
Use that yet? Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Because I play Dungeons and Dragons, I naturally have all the dice in the world. Let's go. Are we saying that break is basically out of it? Or do we want to just leave?
We don't have to if you want to make it more interesting.
Let's make it more interesting. We have here a 4-sided dice. 1 through 4. Jury says break. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
This seems like a bad idea, but I'm going for it. A dice blade is a dice whatever. I don't know. Something like that. Splade?
Blade. Ugh. Is it my turn or your turn?
I think it's your turn.
Okay. Reacting quickly, you kick the breaker, and the car swings. Kick the breaker. Kick the breaker. What? And the car swings right and slows down, screeching and shaking. Just stopped before a sharp curve leading to a natural wall of thick trees.
The dice saved our ass.
It did. Oh my gosh. You look at the side window. It is a black mass of feathers, the remnants of a crow which crushed itself into your Valhalla Corsa. Gross. You can feel the smell of burned tires while you accelerate your car again. The smoothly drive through around the curve, whatever. As you gain momentum, you can see the corpse of the crow swimming away from the window. The wind singing over your Valhalla Corsa. You feel relieved that an accident didn't happen. The first raindrops crashing on your windshield. There is only half an hour left before Inverness. You skipped the entrance of Fort William around 10 minutes ago. The day darkens, the temperature drops, you're triggered by an atmospheric numbness that makes you think about the case and what you're being led to. I can't believe we almost died.
I can't believe we got saved.
I can't believe the dice saved us.
Right? Look, I'm just putting you... Look, you get to stay up here on the top of the desk. Like, I'm staring at you. That's my number 2. There you go. Good times.
Wow.
That could have gone way worse.
It could have. So, do we regret this already? This was a bad omen. I accepted the case for the uniqueness of my contractor. I took the case for curiosity's sake. Screw me, right? I feel like, for me, my first thought is, that's a bad omen. I don't think she would say the third or fourth ones.
No, I agree. I was thinking the last one or the second one.
Yeah.
Maybe the first one, I guess, would work too, actually. It's like...
The first one, not necessarily because, like, she's afraid or something, but she's just like, this is a lot of trouble. It's annoying kind of thing. Like,
I feel like the first one and the last one, rather, are basically the same thing, just expressed slightly differently.
We can do the last one, then.
All right, let's do it. It's like, well, that sucked. You are driving by a loch which is unknown to you, a few cottages creeping between the tall, homogeneous trees. Homogeneous? Is that right? Yeah. Seanlock. A curious sight then rapidly materializes by the road. It is a woman crouching beside a motorcycle, a Harley. She stands up and her dark hair seems like an extension of her leather outfit. She seems the normal type, probably hitchhiking or camping, perhaps simply lost. The thing is, she doesn't look like danger. She signals you to stop.
That's none of my business. Personally, that's none of my business.
Would our character stop for some biker chick? I don't know. I actually don't know the answer to that.
I don't think so. Well, but maybe not on the job. Usually, I don't think she would. Especially if it's like something that she wants to not get involved with. It's just, other people to get wind over, things like that.
If she was like, I'm just going to go on a trip, driving across country, smoking weed the whole time, having a great time, burger joints the entire way, I don't give an F. Chick on the side of the road, hey, she seems cool. She rides a Harley. She probably needs some help. Maybe she needs to relax, have a joint with me. Then she would maybe do it. But on the job, I think she'd continue driving.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Pretty much what it goes down to. You decide to keep on your way to Invernock, especially since the night is already slithering in the distance. As you drive by the figure, you notice that the tall, slender girl who exchanges looks at you for a mere instant. You can't tell if it was anger, curiosity, or just despair. A few minutes later, and you find yourself driving on Fort William Road. The rain has thickened to a ferocious shower, and the night has already dimmed your sight. Next stop, Invernock.
What was your plan for the length of time you've got to go, or do you feel like this is a
good stopping point?
Good stopping
is
point.
What I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that might be. I'm afraid of all the other crows that are coming smashing into us or something like that.
There's too much that has happened.
That was that was a good.
I can't believe the dice saved us.
The dice saved us. Can you believe it?
Thank God.
Out of control.
I wonder what truly would have happened if we had just accelerated straight into the trees.
Right?
Would we dead, just gone. End of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think we would have been fine if we kept our eyes on the road. That other choice.
Yeah, I think keeping our eyes on the road.
The first and last one would have been bad.
Yeah, I think we probably would have lost a little bit more rubber on our car, on our tires for just keeping our eyes. But because we braked, we were
real good.
Makes sense. Nice, good job, dice. Good job, us. We are great investigative peoples.
I don't mind. I'll trust the dice more maybe next time.
And not murderers, for the record.
Once again, only because you won't let Amelia reach her full potential.
Look. Manslaughterers, maybe. Accidental, defensive, or, we drove. Look, maybe there is a drug dealer who, didn't like the drugs we sold him, and he got in the way of our car, and he pulled out a gun, and we're like, oh shit, and we hit the gas and ran him over.
It doesn't have to mean that we brutally murdered someone. Just quickly knife him in the head real quick.
Right.
Whatever.
But that option was a contract killing. We're not an assassin.
Unfortunately.
Well, now we know what the next character is going to be like, ladies and gentlemen.
It's going to be a brutal killer.
Just a big, 6'4" Scottish boy. It's going to be the
Serial
opposite
killer.
of everything. Yeah, he's just going to be
psychological
bullet tooth, kind of. Yeah, it'd be awesome. Just kneecapping people and toss them in the river.
That's right. If this girl dies, all bets are off for the next one.
Look, I'm totally there with you. If this one gets ganked, then we're gonna do the ganking.
Exactly.
Oh
my gosh.
Well, thank you for joining me once more and allowing us to be entertained by one another's absolute psychosis and pretend Scottish accents.
Oh God, they were real bad today from me. But yeah,
I was off too.
Thanks
for sure.
for bringing us on this journey. I'm excited to continue it next week.
Awesome sauce. All right, well, look forward to the edited and AI arted version on YouTube, and yeah,
I will.
Until then, thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, Zoe.
See ya.